Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
I had to fix a lot of things this morning, 'cause they were so scrambled, but now it's okay. I tell you, I've got enough to do. The afternoon was filled up with phone calls. What a hot, sticky day. The air is cooling down. Take all the time you need. It's a lovely night. If you decide to come, you're gonna do it right. Drive for a couple miles. You see a sign and turn left for a couple blocks. Next is mine, you'll turn left on a little road. It's a bumpy one, you'll see a white fence. Move the gate and drive through on the left side. Come right in and you'll find me in my house somewhere, keeping busy while I wait. I get a lot of thoughts in the morning. I write them all down. If it wasn't for that, I'd forget them in a while. And lately I've been thinking about a good friend I'd like to see more of. Yeah. I think I'll make a call. I wrote a number down, but I lost it, so I searched through my pocketbook. I couldn't find it, so I sat and concentrated on the number, and slowly it came to me. So I dialed it and I let it ring a few times. There was no answer, so I let it ring a little more. Still no answer, so I hung up the telephone. Got some paper and sharpened up a pencil and wrote a letter to my friend.
It's the ultimate stoner song in that literally nothing happens in it.
But he doesn't have to go on.
Yep, we're going. Now, the reason I'm playing this song, and there is a reason, it's not a massive... by the way, good evening, dear listener, 0344 499 1000. It's not a massive reason.
A flimsy one.
It's a very paper-thin reason. But after listening to the last 3 hours of radio, it turns out that content is so old-fashioned, we don't need it. I want to compile the ultimate... Oh, by the way, later on in the show, we've got Simon Reynolds coming on, who wrote Shock and Awe, Glam Rock and Its Legacy. It's a 700-page mighty tome about glam rock from the 1970s. It's a blooming good read. It was a Christmas present from my sister, and it's a blooming good read.
I know you shouldn't ever judge a book by its cover, famously,
yes.
but that one looks pretty cool. It's got the Bowie flash on it.
It's a good cover. It's an excellent cover, and it's an excellent book. He's coming on at about 11. We were supposed to, at this point of time, be speaking to the grumpy Yorkshire bookseller who charges 50 pence a browse. Mm-hmm. What happened, Catherine? He was booked?
Yeah.
What happened?
I spoke to him. I had a very pleasant, a disappointingly pleasant conversation with him.
Yep.
Very nice fella, Steve Bloom.
Hello, veggies!
No, but...
Hello, veggies!
Here's my theory.
Yeah, where's my veggies?
He's Southern.
Who's Southern?
Steve.
So is Mr. Bloom.
No, but what I'm saying to you is...
Where's me veggies? Hello, veggies!
I wonder whether he's not rude. I wonder whether he's just Southern.
What is the veggies song?
Meet the veggies, meet the veggies.
There's lots of bloody veggies. He looks like my our mate Scott.
A bit.
Hello, veggies! What's the theme
This
tune?
is my allotment. Da, 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 da. Something. La, la, da, 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 da. Something in a marrow. A wheelbarrow.
It's time to meet the veggies.
Yeah.
It's time to... Here's a veggie. Hello, Alan Veggie.
Hi, Hi, Kath.
Hello.
I'm going to keep quiet because I want to hear what a conversation between a Caddick and a Kath sounds like. So,
Hey, Caddick.
Yeah. Hey, Kath, did you have a good weekend?
It was all right.
What have you been up to the weekend?
Baking. I did a lot of baking yesterday. I made something called a whoopie pie. Have you ever had a whoopie pie?
I've had a Dicky burger.
I've never heard
You're
of
not
a whoopie pie.
A whoopie pie is this: 2 very thin sponges and a very sticky sort of meringue cross with marshmallow filling, and you put little meringues in it as well, little marshmallows in it as well. It's a mess.
Well, as who'd have predicted that conversation between Caddick and Kath could be quite so dull?
Oh.
Yeah. Both lively...
I've never even tried with a hip, hip, hip.
Yeah, both lively, colourful personalities, and yet when you put them together, boring.
One cancels out the other.
Exactly. Thank you, Edward.
So we need a little dose of dull. So, Ian.
Oh, I see what you've done there. So Catherine was just telling us, Caddick, why well, first of all, she was telling us the theme tune to Mr. Bloom's Garden.
Yes.
Where's me veggies?
In my something-arium. What's it called?
In my
compostarium.
My I can do a good voice. I can do it. In my compostarium, my veggies they all live. Where's me veggies? Hello, veggies.
He's not real though, is he?
He looks like a cross between Scott and Paul Weller. Yes.
Get this.
There we go.
I was watching A Midsummer Night's Dream done by the CBeebies personalities today. Wait. I was thinking, that fella looks familiar. Who could that be?
It was me.
It wasn't, no.
Who was it?
It was Mr. Bloom with a haircut.
Was it really?
Mr. Bloom with a haircut.
Oh, where's me veggies?
Was Justin in there?
Sorry?
Was Justin in there? Mr. Tumble?
Justin was in there, yes. He was a very large... He was bottom.
Was Katie in there?
No.
Oh.
She's probably up the duff at that point.
Oh, mate, listen,
well,
right?
She was. It's a natural thing.
Yes, all right, it was. But there's no need to talk about... why did you have to belittle her like that?
I didn't.
Katie is... Do you know Katie, Caddick?
Katie Ashworth.
You've got no business knowing Katie. You've got no children.
Yeah, you weirdo. She's the lady that does I Can Cook, yeah?
Yeah.
She's a dream to me, such a dream to me. I make the kids watch I Can Cook now, even though they're too old for it.
And even though the kids on it can't. Can they?
It would make me so happy if Alex Winters and Katie got married.
Oh.
That would make my dream. I think they're both married to other people.
Yeah.
But if they divorced their partners...
That would make you happy.
And they then married each other, yes, that would make me very, very happy.
But they might not get along.
Well, that would be irrelevant to the... That would be irrelevant. As long as they were married and held prisoner in a castle where I was the king.
Right.
My youngest... Is this from a TV show? Because I keep saying, is that from a TV show? He says, no, I made it up. It's too good for him to have made up. If he's, like, fighting, he'll look at me and go, you may be the boss, but I am the king.
Oh.
That sounds like it's from a TV show or a video game or something. You may be the boss, but I am the king. That's very clever for my youngest.
Tell you what I learned when I was a kid.
Yeah, go on.
From the telly, and that I used a lot in arguments with my mum.
Yeah.
Pardon?
What?
Bet Lynch said something about... she used to say things, and then someone would say, hey, and she said, you heard.
Oh.
I started doing that in arguments with my mum.
Really?
You heard.
I hope you got slapped.
I did. I did.
We're
Very
getting.
rude.
Can I just stop for a second? We are getting breaking news. This is on Twitter. I don't know if Ed can see if it's on any of the news screens. This is never. I just think. I'm being told that Mr. Bloom wears a wig. I'm being told that Mr. Bloom, when he's playing the part of Mr. Bloom, he's wearing a wig.
Why would he do that?
Yeah. So I don't know if you can just check that, see if that's on Sky or BBC.
Is there anything about him that's real? Because his accent's not
Meet
real.
the veggies, all the veggies.
He's actually quite posh, isn't he?
Yeah. Outrageous, actually. Outrageous. Well, we'll get that closed down. That's not a problem at all. Alan, Catherine was just about...
I just seen a picture of Mr. Bloom on Google.
Yeah. It's a wig.
And he looks different. He's got glasses on.
Hang on a minute.
No.
On Manchester Evening News.
Mr. Bloom with glasses, images... That's... Oh, flip! Look
Oh.
He looks like the guitarist out of Top Loader. What happened to his teeth? No, I'm not having that. I am not. What is that? What? I'm going to tweet that. Save image as.
Are you going to tweet it under the the words "state of this"?
Yeah. All right, I will do it. Hang on. We'll start the show in a minute. State of this. Mr. Bloom, au naturel. How do you spell that? Like natural with an E?
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? Okay. Au naturel, faux Bloom, choose, tweet. Well, we've just destroyed his career.
Stay of that.
We have just destroyed his career on Twitter. That is proper trolling.
And it was all your idea, Cads.
You just destroyed a man's career. Mm-hmm. Shame on you, Caddick. Are you pleased with yourself?
I feel responsible.
Yeah, you should be. Got rid of him. I'm not having people. I'm not having sick, bitter, twisted people coming on here ruining children's entertainers' careers.
That guy's just trying to.
He's just trying to make a few quid. And if kids chuckle along the way, maybe even learn something, brilliant. And then Caddick comes on and destroys him. What the hell are you talking about?
So Caddick, though.
Coming up later in the show, I wouldn't mind going on holiday, and I was wondering if we could crowdsource it. Maybe if I did a Kickstarter. Honestly, I fancy going to, like, America or Australia or something, and if I do a GoFundMe, people can pay for my holiday.
Don't call it a holiday, though.
A vacation. I'll pretend I'm working. We'll do that later on after midnight. We're going to crowdfund me a holiday, guys. I hope that's okay. 0344 499 1000.
Uncut after-hours conversation for the up all-night generation. Late night Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
I'll do it tomorrow. 0344 499 1000. Late nights with Iain Lee. If anybody needs deprogramming after listening to Farage bang on for an hour earlier on, we'll certainly do that. Now, Catherine, we were supposed to now be speaking to the grumpy bookseller from Yorkshire, but he was booked.
He was booked and he was really pleasant.
Yes.
And I had a good chat with him, and we had a laugh, and he didn't charge me.
Mr. Bloom, this was.
Mr. Bloom.
Meet the veggie. That's how we got onto that.
Bloomingdales.
Here we go. So we got onto
in Hawes.
Sorry?
Yeah.
Bloomingdales,
yes.
Not Bloomingdales.
As in Bloom in Dales. In Dales.
Blooming Hawes.
In Hawes.
Blooming Hawes. Remember we had, when we used to do Three Counties Radio, we had a fella that would phone about Blooming Hawes. That shopkeeper. Making a joke about sex workers.
Oh, him, yeah.
Okay. Fun times, guys. Fun times.
Yeah.
Anyway, please conclude this.
He said he'd come on, and then my phone started buzzing at like 10 past midnight on Saturday.
And normally that would be because you're out with the girls and they've lost you because you've either pulled a fella...
What?
Or you've scored in the toilets. What? Or you've collapsed in a drunken heap.
Gosh, so the life I live in your imagination is way more exciting than my actual life.
Normally be one of them phone saying, Kath, where are you?
No, it's not.
We want to go and get a kebab.
If anyone phones me at that time, it's usually my dad having sat on his phone or something, and then I'll get, I don't know, the sound of a train as he comes home from work. Anyway... Wasn't, and it was an unknown number. So I thought, oh no, this is going to be a con. I'm not answering this.
Yeah.
Or it's going to be a pervert.
Also, I would
a pervert.
I would never answer a phone that rang at 10 minutes past 12. Never.
Well,
never.
Unless it's a family member, and then you know someone's
Even then,
died.
I just think, deal with it tomorrow.
Anyway, so I didn't answer it. He left a message and said he didn't want to come on after all. Having thought about it.
Oh. What now? What? And this is the thing. Now,
I thought fair enough.
No,
if you're going to be like that,
I would have tried to persuade him.
What 10 past midnight?
No, the next day or the Monday, I would have got your message, Mr. Bloom. Just wondered if anything changed your mind, because honestly, you'd get a fair crack of the whip. He was on. I don't know if you heard it the other day, but he was on your side.
I told him all that.
He's not going to. And you didn't. You just tweeted. You texted back to him angrily.
No, never.
All right then.
No, never.
Well, what did you do?
I said, hello, got your message. Oh, it's a shame that you don't want to do it after all.
Unbelievable.
But I understand.
This is why the BBC was so eager to let you go.
If somebody dumps me,
yes,
pretend I'm not bothered.
Okay, but it's not your show.
What kind of is?
Well, no, it can't. It actually isn't. Whose door is it above the name?
Pardon?
Whose?
That would be an impossible to enter door.
Don't get smart with me, because it confuses me. Whose name is it?
Above the door.
Above the door.
There isn't
of this show. Whose literal name is metaphorically above the metaphorical door of this show. I'll give you a clue.
Talk radio.
In me.
Oh.
And it's my show. Okay. And now I've got to fill for half an hour.
Well, we've got plenty of rude people who can just ring up. We don't need to go...
No one's ringing up because they were all looking forward to the bookman. They've all sat back with a box of popcorn and they're waiting for the bookman.
Well, should we ring him?
No.
Or should we wait till 10 past midnight?
You can't just ring him.
Well, he just rang me.
Could you call him tomorrow?
Oh, no, don't make me go grovelling to him.
Call him tomorrow.
Can we try again, Steve?
Call him tomorrow and say,
I didn't mean it.
Steve, you were sorely missed. Anyway, we've got some great guests this week. We've got... we haven't got the bookman coming, which is disappointing, but you can give him a call tomorrow.
No.
We've got Nesta Cooper coming on this week. Now, you don't know who she is, right? But she's in the Ace Netflix time travel series, Travellers, where I learnt that in America they spell the word travellers with one L.
Do they spell it with an O on the end of Travelor?
No.
Well, they should make their mind up.
So she's coming on, hopefully, which is very exciting. She's brilliant. She travels through time and kicks ass. So I'm going to introduce her when she comes on and say, next guest travels through time and kicks ass. It's Nesta Cooper. She'll go, well, don't say that. That's what I said it.
That sounds weird.
So she's coming on. On Wednesday, Nathan Persad's coming on.
Oh, you say that. I got a message at 20 past midnight.
Don't do that. Now, if anyone came to the last performance ring, you will have seen Nathan Persad. He was a very energetic young gentleman with a guitar, singer-songwriter.
He's a beautiful mop-headed cherub.
He sang about his cousin, the Indian Elvis impersonator, Patelvis, who I referenced on Sky News and was met with just blank, probably slightly racist now I think on it looks.
Yeah.
But Nathan's coming in on Wednesday and he's bringing guitar, and you, dear listener, will love him. Some of you will hate him, but those of you that hate him are idiots.
You need to have a long talk with yourself.
Because I genuinely think he's proper genius. Actual genius. I've seen him twice now, and I've both times I was in hysterics at him, and he's coming in.
Yeah, he was great.
And then that's all the guests we have I thought of someone I wanted you to approach. I thought of David Essex.
I think I've tried him.
Okay, try him again.
All right.
When's Noddy Holder coming on? Okay, right. This is... Anyway,
I got a phone call at midnight from Noddy Holder.
We get the joke, Catherine, and it's not funny. It's a little bit poor. 0344 499 1000. Now, the reason we were playing that song 22 minutes ago at the start of the show, Busy Doing Nothing by the Beach Boys, from their wonderful album Friends, when they'd frazzled their minds and they completely withdrew, and they recorded these albums, Friends, 2020 and Wild Honey, that are these gorgeous, lovely acoustic bits of fluff, and they're joyous. But that song has lyrics that, if you know the starting point, they are directions to Brian Wilson's house.
Stop it.
Let me find it again. Let me get to the bit. Thing is, you've got to know where to start. Hang on a second. Hang on a second.
'Cause they were so scrambled, but now it's okay.
Hang on a minute. It's that voice. Oh, sweet voice. Here we go. Directions to his house. Coming up in a minute. So I want to compile a list of songs that contain... Here we go. Directions to his house.
Take all the time you need. It's a lovely night. If you decide to come, you're gonna do it right. Drive for a couple miles. You see a sign and turn left for a couple blocks. Next is mine, you'll turn left on a little road. It's a bumpy one, you'll see a white fence. Move the gate and drive through on the left side. Come right in and you'll find me in my house somewhere, keeping busy while I wait.
Directions to his house.
Gosh, I think I know where he lives.
So, what we need, I want to compile the ultimate list of songs that contain directions. Now, the only 0344 499 1000.
And that doesn't count like rock down to Electric Avenue, right?
Okay, the only other one I can think of is back and forth and forth and back and forth and forth. You know that song?
Yeah.
Those
You're never going to go anywhere, do
but
you?
those are directions. Those I would class those.
Well, then that's any of the instructional dancing songs, then, isn't it?
Well, for example,
right foot, let's go. What's it called? Cha-cha slide.
well, you're saying
No,
words.
it's a move to the left, two to the right.
Yeah, all right. I'll take that as a direction then.
All right.
I'll take that.
Oh. Again, you're not going to go very far doing it. In my experience, it's pretty much a stationary.
There must be some Beatles songs. I was going to say Get Back, but that's... the Beatles recorded a racist version of Get Back that featured the line, "We don't want no Pakistanis."
Really?
Yeah, they did.
What for?
Well, I think they did it for a laugh.
Wow, what happened to the peace and love, man?
We don't want no Pakistanis.
Bit rude.
Maybe
Maybe they were being arch.
It's a little bit rude. I'll send you the link one day and you can have a listen to it. I think that the Beatles, thank you, Ed, yes. I've just thought of one, the Time Warp.
Yeah. It's another instructional dance.
It's just a jump to the left.
And a step to the right.
But those are directions.
Mm.
Those are actually directions. I think Beatles... Thanks, Ed.
Walk right in, sit right down. Baby, let your hair hang low.
There we go, directions. Those are directions.
Okay.
We've got ourselves a direction song fest. But the Beatles revisionists tend to ignore the "We Don't Want No Pakistanis." It's a song called Commonwealth. I think they're speaking in the voice of, who's the Rivers of Blood?
Enoch Powell.
Yeah, I think they're speaking in Enoch Powell's voice.
Oh. I was going to say, it doesn't sound like them.
I'd play it, but it's a low quality bootleg recording, so I shan't.
Just have to imagine that at
So
home.
tonight's show, dear listener, if anyone could be bothered to call in, I mean, geez, we've only had one call so far, and that's Caddick, and he's not even a real person.
Shh.
Is it because you're here?
Should we see?
No, well, no, don't leave me! Don't leave me just yet! Because if no one calls in, then I've got to sit and fill.
Do you think I'm an intimidating presence?
I think you're an annoying presence. And I think that you can annoy some people to the point of switcheroo. The old switching Offington.
Gosh, do you think...
Time to turn the radio off. The Northern Woman is on. Click.
You think people that listen to this show on the daily would have their irritation levels set down right
Speaking,
to...
I'm going to ignore that because I know it's an insult about me, but I haven't got time to work out what it means.
You're annoying.
When are we... We've got a phone call, but it's only Philip in South Norwood.
You can do this on your own.
Camera. Oh, speaking of looking to the camera, tomorrow's show, if all goes well, according to plan, we will be the first radio show in the world to be broadcasting in 360 degrees. And what makes it even more exciting is I've learnt how to do the degree symbol on my Mac. So, tomorrow, we're not doing Periscope tonight, but tomorrow, if all goes according to plan and we can work out the Chinese instructions, that's not even a joke, we will be broadcasting getting the Chinese 360 camera, where all the settings are in Chinese. Thanks, Will Guyatt. No, actually, thanks, Will Guyatt. We will be broadcasting the show in 360. What that means is on your computer you can do it with your mouse, but if you're watching us on Periscope on your phone, you move your phone around and you can look all around the studio. All around the studio.
So when you get fed up of looking at him, you can look at me. And when you get fed up of looking at me, well, come on. It's not going to happen.
Well, we should probably dress sexy. Not slutty.
Wow.
Sexy.
Okay, what are you going to wear?
Probably just going to wear check shirt and gold hot pants like normal. Is anyone watching Big Brother? I'm not really enjoying this Celebrity Big Brother, but anything to stop me listening to another hour of James and Ash. So we turn it on. And there's a really annoying American gentleman. Austin, is that? I don't know who he is. He's a model.
No, he's not.
What is he? Anyway, he can't grow a beard properly. And he was walking around in these tiny... And loads of people are calling in now. He was walking around in these tiny pants, but there was like a holster.
I said it looked like Oliver Hardy's thumb when he's banged it with a hammer.
There was a penis holster.
It's like a long, sort of like, I can only say, like a thumb bandage.
And there must have been...
And it was the direction was very uppy-downy, wasn't it?
He must have, well, you know when male strippers, they put an elastic band at the base, because it keeps, what they do is they engorge it slightly, but not completely.
Yeah, that'd be...
Little tug, engorge it slightly, then they put an elastic band around it so the blood stays there.
Like a lamb's tail.
Yeah. Except they're not docking it. I think that must be what was, because no one looks like that outside, do they?
Unless, as I say, he'd hit it with a hammer.
Before we go to a break, let's do a break, and then we've got Ken, Philip, Bill, and John. This will be fun.
Late night conversation worth losing sleep over.
Iain Lee
On air and off the leash.
on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Evening, Kenneth.
Good evening, Ian.
Good evening, Kenneth.
It's nice to talk to you.
It must be.
I've got a song for you which gives direction to many, many people today.
It is. I'm going to take a punt, Ken.
Right.
That it gives a direction to heaven, and it's about Jesus.
No.
Away you go. Yes, I'm in. Go, go, go.
I'm on the highway to hell.
Hey!
You know that one?
Yes, I do, Ken. It's brilliant. Sing more, Ken. Sing it.
You know when I used to preach the gospel down...
Hang on a second. Hang on a second. I wouldn't say that highway to hell was a direction.
Oh, it is for those who live that lifestyle, Ian.
What, rock and roll?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
But highway to hell it's not giving directions to hell. It's a route to hell, but it's not saying... Well, Catherine, would you say the highway to hell was a direction song?
No, because then we'd have things like Penny Lane. It's just, it's an address.
Yeah, it's an address. It's an address song, Ken, so we can't allow it, I'm afraid.
Oh, no, but you see, a highway there's a destination at the end of every highway.
Not the M25.
Well, you know what I mean, Ian, and let me just give you a wee laugh here. When I used to preach the gospel in Portsmouth, and there was a guy who used to come. He was a busker. He was a fantastic singer.
Yeah.
He was a fantastic guitar player.
Yes.
And every time,
here we go.
Every time he saw me, he used to sing, "I'm on the highway to hell."
That's good.
Laugh at that.
Classic bands. Buskin bands. I don't like buskers, Ken.
Pardon?
Do you like buskers?
Of course I do. They're men who are trying to make a living, some of them.
Yeah, but I mean, if they were any good, they'd be on top of the pops, or do you know what I mean, or the chart show or something, wouldn't they?
Well, listen, I was in Durham yesterday, and there was a man singing in Durham. He was a busker, and he was absolutely fantastic. He had a voice like Jim Reeves. He was absolutely... I stood and listened to him, and he had a beautiful voice, Ian. It was just like listening to a record. And he was singing lovely songs. He wasn't singing any rubbish.
I do like it. I do. My boys like it when we see a busker, because they enjoy... And I remember I used to enjoy this. They would say, have you got any money I can go... And they enjoy running up and putting money in the guy's hat or guitar case and stuff like that. So I do enjoy that. I used to go busking, Ken, and it's a thankless task.
I would guess so. Yes, I would guess so. However, Ian, that is a song to consider now. The person, what was the name of the group who sang that?
AC/DC.
AC/DC.
Yes.
Now, I remember reading the history of not most, but many rock stars. They ended up, not all of them, but a great majority, they ended up alcoholic,
drug addicts, dead, paedophiles, necrophiliacs. Bestiality.
We're not saying that AC/DC are any of these things.
AC/DC. No, not them, but pretty much every other rock band.
Yeah,
hey, Ken, do you listen to the show?
Some nights, Ian. Some nights.
You listening tonight?
No,
Okay.
I'm actually lying in my bed right now. I just saw it.
There's an image.
To listen to you. But listen,
No.
God bless you,
No,
Ian.
Ken, I'm not finished. We're going 11 o'clock. Try and listen at 11 o'clock, because we got this bloke on called Simon Reynolds, who's written this book, and I think you'd enjoy it. It's called Shock and Awe, Glam Rock and Its Legacy.
But listen to this, Ian.
It's all about Mark Bolan, David
All right.
Bowie, Brian Ferry.
Ian, here's just a thought for you. You are a precious soul to God.
Yes.
Jesus died for you, Ian, and he wants to help you. He wants to help us all.
Okay.
I'm just passing that on to you.
Ken, it's taken. It's received with love. And but I will. But you have to listen at 11 o'clock to hear about David Bowie and Brian Ferry.
Well, I can't promise that.
Promise.
I'm lying in bed.
Promise.
Right now, so
Promise.
Listen.
Promise.
God bless. God
Promise.
bless you.
Promise.
Amen.
Promise.
Bye-bye.
Promise. Ken?
Yes, I'm here.
Promise.
I don't know what you're saying, actually.
Promise.
I don't know what you're saying.
Promise.
You're speaking too loud, Ian.
Promise.
Shall I translate?
Anyway, listen.
He's saying promise. Promise.
No, I can't promise. Okay, listen, I promise I'll listen to it at 11, but if it's promoting sex and stuff, I will turn it off.
No, it's talking about rock and roll. We will not be promoting sex. That's at 11:30 when we're we've got. I'm glad you've reminded me, Ken. Where's my live read? Hang on a second. We've got a new sponsor for the show, Ken.
Is that right?
Yes, it is. We have an official sponsor for the show. We're on the up, baby. Tonight, we are proud to say that the Late Nights with Iain Lee is sponsored by sex.
Well, there you
And
are.
at 11:30 tonight, we will be promoting sex.
So you are on the highway to hell.
Oh, yes.
Well, you know then, get off it fast, Ian. Don't go there.
No, we're promoting. The thing is, it's an official promoter, so I've got to say good things about them. We are promoted and proud partner. Late Nights with Iain Lee is a proud partner with sex.
Ian, God can deliver from depression.
Yes.
God is a good God. He can deliver us from troubled hearts.
From what?
He can give us peace in our heart.
Bubble hearts.
This is not nonsense. This is not nonsense, Ian.
Well, it kind of is. It goes against a lot of medical practitioners' advice. But will you be listening at 11:30, Ken, when we're sponsored by sex?
I don't think so, Ian. No,
But you promised to listen. You promised to listen at 11.
I'll listen to 11, then I'll be going to sleep, God willing. But listen, God bless you, Ian.
God bless you, Ken. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
There we go, you see.
He promised.
Lost my voice there.
Oh, speaking of buskers.
Yes.
One person who's excellent and started out as a busker is Ed Sheeran. And if you like Ed Sheeran, here's a little treat for you.
You can listen to another radio station tomorrow.
Yes, called Virgin. Kind of like that. Virgin Radio, after 9 o'clock, the Ed Sheeran talking to Edith Bowman. Don't miss it, it'll be good. There we go. Clip sent to Laurie.
Why? And it's great that we're promoting another radio station.
If you don't like Ed Sheeran, Paul Ross is excellent.
Let's try. Let's try. Bill. Good evening, Bill.
How's it going, son? You alright?
I'm alright, geezer. Wagwan, Bill. Wagwan.
What's good, mate? What's good?
What?
I said, what's good, mate? What's good?
What's good? Well, do you want to play a game of brilliant tennis with me and Kath?
Yes.
We take it in turns to say something that's brilliant.
All right.
I'll go first, and we always start off, as per the rules, with the Beach Boys. Catherine.
Oh, pink meat.
Fudge cake.
David Thewlis.
Anna Friel.
Johnny Rotten.
The electric guitar.
Meryl Streep.
Spandau Ballet.
Soundproof glass.
Is it me? Ryan Gosling.
Waterproof acrylic.
Musicals.
Shakespeare.
Horrorcore.
Sorry?
Horrorcore. Not the rude word.
What's horrorcore?
Oh, I was looking up Wikipedia, and some geezer, it's like a type of music.
Yeah.
It's like hip-hop, it's American, it's rubbish.
Well, hang on a minute. If it's rubbish, why are you playing it as a hand in brilliant tennis?
Because I was looking at it last night about a serial killer.
But so is it brilliant or not?
Yeah, for the sake of the game.
Oh no, that sounds like a foul ball.
I tell you what's brilliant. When Bill sings what he's been up to at the weekend.
Oh, it's not been bright.
Oh, I'm sure you know a song about it.
Let me think. I do.
Of course you do. You're Bill.
All right. Here we go. Okay, I'm absolutely fed up. I'm glad that manky Christmas period's over. And now I'm back to the normal routine of everything rude and obscene. The woman I like, she thinks I'm a mug, so I'm gonna go and have a jug of milk just to cheer up. But I can't. My job's rubbish. I should call myself Stan. But I'm from Afghanistan, cricker, Kaz, you, Becca, Afghanistan, Pakistan. Ooh, you're Stan, I'm Stan, you're Stan, who's Stan?
Have you told someone that you fancy her and she told you you're a mug?
No, I was denying it for about 6 months and she kind of copped on. So she don't believe me even though I'm saying, I don't fancy her.
So hang on, you do fancy her, but
yeah.
You're saying
that he
you
doesn't.
don't fancy her because she thinks you're a mug?
No, it's issues.
Oh.
So I was trying to be nice and not say nothing.
Performance issues?
No, not with me, of course not, mate. I'm the prize stud of the farm, ain't I?
Okay, wow.
Is she going out with your mate or something?
No, nothing like that. I don't get involved in all that chestnut, my lovely. Hello, Treacle. You didn't answer the phone, actually.
No, I'm sitting here.
Oh, that's all right. At least I get to talk to you, don't I, anyway?
Don't start that business with me. I know you fancy someone else.
Unless
You're
it's
married.
Catherine that you're hot for.
Nah, she's married, isn't she? She's got a couple of little ones.
Yeah.
Ruined.
Which it wouldn't rule you out, but...
Yes, it would.
Nah, well, you're married, innit? So I can't do that, my love. I'll have to want on that one.
Okay. Well, Bill, was there... What did you call in for?
How are you?
I'm fine.
You doing good, son?
I'm all right.
Oh, great. No, I look out for you, mate. I do. Listen, mate, I'm so glad you've come back on late night, mate. I don't know what I was doing for about 8 years.
Well, we're here to serve you. We are your servants, Bill. A narcissistic idiot once told me, Ian, you are here to serve the listeners. And boy, oh boy, he was right.
Who told you that?
No names, no pack drill.
Can I ask you a question?
Of course you can, Bill.
I won't say no names because I know the game. Do you listen between 4 and 7? And what do you think of the fella?
What, on this station?
Nah, Mr. Spike. Well, he always says it.
Yeah? Oh, no, I'm asleep then.
Yeah, sometimes I wake up and to be honest, he's the most interesting thing at that time to really, but he used to be better.
Yeah, he's not, he hates me, he's blocked me on Twitter, so he must hate me.
Why?
I don't have any problems with Alan, he's a good bit of fun.
Let's forget about him, mate. It's all about you.
It's all about the Benjamins, Bill.
It's all about the Benjamins, the money, the Ruby Murray.
All right, then, I'm going to cut you off now.
Top man, thank you.
You're very welcome. Philip, John, stay there, come to you in a bit. 0344 499 1000. Late nights with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
I don't like Andy J. There's a little trailer there for the...
Why? Too revved up?
too good looking. It's very rarely I say this about a man, but he's beautiful. Have you seen his eyes? He's got lovely blonde hair and his piercing blue eyes. And there's no...
Just don't talk for a minute.
Steady on.
Oh, yeah.
There's no need for that. There's no need for rugged, good-looking men. Stick to the TV, fella. Not the radio. It's not where you're meant to be. Stick to TV, a bit of male modelling, whatever. But don't come round here.
He's got a really nice car as well.
He has got a very nice car, but he probably gets it free because he talks about cars.
Doesn't matter.
Dale, I've got a nice car. What's wrong with my car?
Keep smashing it up.
Well, that's the driver's fault. That's not the car's fault. The Volkswagen Polo is at 1.2 is an excellent vehicle. It's got DAB radio. But Andy J hasn't got a DAB radio.
I bet he has.
I bet he's got a tape deck. Philip.
Good evening, Ian.
Good evening,
I've
Philip.
got a direction song for you.
Here we go. We said direction song. Direction.
Well, yeah, direction
I thought
song,
you said
yes. And it's by a singer who was born on the same day in the same year as me.
So someone really old and probably dead.
Yeah, well, it's funny. I had a look on his website while I was waiting, and I'll tell you the thing, and you can go on there in a minute if you want to.
Yes.
The song is called "It's the Third House in on the Right."
Here we go. Philip's got it. Philip's got it.
It's the third house in on the right. Who's it by? Do you know who it's by? Well, he's a singer from around the time of Frankie Avalon and that lot.
I don't know. I don't really know that. Bobby Darin?
Well, Bobby's the first name.
Bobby Dylan, Bobby Ball, Bobby...
McFerrin.
Bobby
Think
McFerrin.
Wild One was one of his records. For Laurie, Bobby Rydell. Rydell High.
Yeah. Of course, he was in the Grease. He was the guy in Grease, wasn't he?
Well, no, I don't think he was in Greece, but because they used Rydell High.
No, but who's the teen idol in Greece then?
That was Frankie
Avalon.
Frankie Avalon and Ed Cookie Burns from 77 Sunset Strip.
Oh, okay.
He was the MC, the one who did the songs. Yeah, and I went online. He sold 25 million records, Bob. He's still alive.
Struth.
And I've got another one. Whether this is it's 88k to Alice.
Yes.
In a broken truck.
What does that mean? Hang on.
Was the last bit?
Philip's had a breakdown. What's he
No.
talking about?
It's an Australian country.
Finish the word.
Sorry?
Finish the word, because that's twice you've hesitated after the first syllable.
Oh, it's 88k to Alice by Greg Champion.
It's an Australian what?
It's an Australian country music song.
Twice he stumbled after the first syllable.
Well, it is late at night, isn't it?
I know, but still.
Yes, I do apologise. It's 88k to Alice.
You keep saying that!
Well, the track's broken down.
But where are the directions in it?
Well, they're telling you that it's 88k to Alice in a broken truck.
So K means kilometres?
K means kilometres.
That's not directions, that's a distance.
Oh, I do apologise.
That is a distance song.
That should be in the address bracket, shouldn't it, really?
Oh, well, I mean, 1 out of 2, that's not bad, is it?
It's 50%, Philip. It's better than my batting average these days.
That's all I phoned up for. When I heard that, I thought, oh, yes, it's the third house in on the right.
Yeah.
And he did some good records, old Bobby.
Wow.
Yeah, Wild One.
That was every time I think of the Wild One, I think of Oliver Reed.
Wild One.
Oliver Reed. Marlon Brando, because he was the Wild One, wasn't he, on his motorbike?
Well, yeah, in the butter section.
Have you seen any good TV programmes recently?
I don't really. I'm not really watching TV, Philip. It's boring. The best thing I've watched recently was on Netflix called Travellers.
You mentioned that.
Thing. It was really good, actually. I really enjoyed it.
Have you seen this new one? I know it's a new one. It's going to be on this week with Steven Spielberg, called The Whispers.
No, I don't know anything about this.
It's a 13-parter. Yeah,
it's too long. It's too long and it'll disappoint.
It's a limited series, so maybe it'll have a start, a middle, and a finish.
No. I've just given up on TV, Philip. It's all the only thing I'm watching at the moment is this really rude, sweary cartoon called Archer. Because I remember watching the first two series years ago, and now there's 7 series, and I'm just doing them back to back, and it is absolutely filthy and hilarious.
Boys, are they still around?
The who?
The Trailer Park Boys.
Yeah, the Trailer Park Boys. We interviewed them when I was at the BBC, and it was so filthy we couldn't play it out.
Oh yeah, because I remember when you were at another place, you were sort of.
Yeah, I like them. How's life treating you, Philip? How are you doing? TV and radio to one side. How is life treating you?
Very well indeed. We're on this particular thing, as you know, I do another radio program on another radio station, which I won't mention.
No.
And we're coming up for about 6 years doing it.
Well, flipping it. There you go.
Yes, it is. You know, I mean, how are your dogs?
The what?
How are your dogs?
I've only got one dog.
Oh, you got one dog?
One dog. I'll bring her in again, maybe one night next week.
What's her name?
Lara.
Lara.
And she's a pain in the backside.
What breed is she in?
She's a Westie.
Westie, right.
And getting her, I'm going to be honest, was the biggest mistake we've made as a family.
Oh, no. They're lovely dogs.
No. Pain in the backside. It's like having an 18-month-old baby crawling around all the time.
Oh, well. Anyway, I'll tell you what, I'll give you a mention Thursday on the programme.
Oh, yes, please do, Philip. We could use all the promotion we could get, even if it is on BBC London. Thank you, Philip. I have got something seriously wrong with my thumb, and I've been very brave about it, but I've had this for about 6 months. If I put... And you don't push it. All right. If I push the bone there... it's an half hurt.
Oh.
But it's like... And it's constantly... My thumb is constantly aching.
Mm-hmm. Oh!
But it's like someone's cut a bit of the bone away.
Yeah.
Not interested in that?
How's that hypochondria coming along?
I think someone told me it might be fatal. John!
Hello, how are you today? That's not a very good voice to do.
Hello, everybody, pips! It's a Stavros! All right, hang on a minute, John. You've brought this up. Let's do it. And Catherine, do you want to play a hand of Harry Enfield characters?
Okay.
Right, John, you go first.
Hello, everybody. How are you? It's a nice day.
I've got loads of money!
I am smoking a fag.
That's not him.
No.
That was her, Kathy Burke.
So
sorry, mate. I don't know if you heard the game. It's Harry Enfield characters. Yeah.
Well, he probably devised it.
Sorry, Catherine, you're out.
Oh.
You can't have... That's not Harry Enfield, that's Kathy Burke.
He might have said it.
John, your turn.
Let me do another
Just
one.
me and you, John.
Oh.
No, it's a lovely bloke, actually. It's really nice. It's really, really a lovely bloke, yeah.
Seemed nice, but did.
Only me! Go on, Kathy, you can come back in. You got one more chance. That was a yellow card.
Okay. I actually can't think of any more.
Right, you're out. Okay, John.
I don't care.
Okay, John, this is getting serious now. Just me and you.
I don't play anymore.
Hello, I'm a funny comedy character.
Oh, yeah. Is that Charlie Charles or something?
Yeah, that was it.
That would do.
Charlie Charles.
Mum! I hate you!
I like that one.
Thank you. A bit of snot came out there. Go on, John, your turn.
Hello, my name is Harry Enfield.
You're just making them up now, aren't you?
I am just making them up, yeah.
Right. Well, you could have gone, not half!
Oh, yeah.
Not half. That sounds like that's Alan Freeman.
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter. I won. John, what have you called in for, loser?
Well,
Hey.
you know, you're looking for these funny direction songs.
I didn't say funny.
You're looking for these direction songs. Well, I mean, R.E.M.'s Stand is a sort of direction song. Do you know that one?
Yes.
Stand in the place where you work, now face west. Think about direction, wonder why you... It's not, though.
It's weird, that.
It's not.
It's sort of... It's a strange one.
Well, it's a great song. It's a brilliant song. I once convinced Samantha Butler at school that it was my band that had recorded that, and she totally believed it. A couple of years later, her boyfriend Rod decked me.
Did he get it?
An unrelated...
He must have been a bit slow.
Exactly.
Yes.
A bit slow on the uptake.
So that doesn't count, I'm afraid. So you've got 1 minute and 53 seconds to come up with a good one.
Well, do you know the way to San Jose?
No, that's a question.
I was just wondering. I'm going there later in the year.
Oh, John, you are a one.
No, you laughed at that.
Yeah, well, that was, yeah. But that's because I just remembered something funny when I was a kid.
That's a sort of...
No, it's not. Do you know the way to say... That's like saying I was only 24 hours from Tulsa as a direction song. It's not. It's a distance song.
Well, you know, who's making up the rules here?
I am! It's my stupid game! It's got to be directions!
That song's a bit weird because it just tells you that she wants to go to San Jose and there's a lot of space there, you can breathe there, and she's got a load of mates there. She's boastful.
LA is a great big freeway.
All right.
Great big freeway.
Here we go. Here's one. Thank you very much indeed. Blue Viewer sent this in. Walk right back to me this minute.
Okay.
That's a
Go on,
direction.
now go. Walk out the door.
Thank you. Even Kath's got it, John, and her grasp on my games is very, very tenuous at the best of times.
Changing the rules.
Not changing the rules.
Yeah, I guess I'm not very good at this, am I?
You're not, John. You've embarrassed yourself, mate.
I know. I've made myself look a fool again.
It just typed on the screen knock 3 times.
That's a noise song.
That's a noise communication song. That's a code song. We'll do code
It's
songs.
actually a very early booty call song.
Yeah, exactly. Knock 3 times on the ceiling if you want to have sex with me.
No.
Knock 3 times on the door above the name. Is that right?
Right. Now John's lost and he's right. Get out. Out.
He
Not having
pwned
it.
you there, mate. Destroyed you.
He did. Button it. In fact, I want you to leave the studio for
Good.
the next half an hour. Thank you.
Talk Radio.
Hey, we've got brilliant author Simon Reynolds coming up next. He's written a book called Shock and Awe, Glam Rock and Its Legacy. Stay tuned. This is Late Nights with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
How does it feel running around, round, round? How does it feel watching from upside down? 'Cause many years from now there will be new sensations and new temptations. How does it feel? How does it feel right at the start? And how does it feel when you are thrown apart? 'Cause many years from now there will be new relations and new frustrations. How does it feel? Oh, oh. Do you know what it's like to be searching in your own time? All you're attempting, experimenting, all on the climb. Do you know what it's like to be searching and suddenly find all your illusion, all your confusion, all left behind? How does it feel turning away? And how does it feel facing another day? 'Cause many years from now there will be new poisons and new horizons. How does it feel? Do you know what it's like to be searching in your own time? All you're attempting, experimenting, all on the climb. Do you know what it's like to be searching and suddenly find all your illusion, all your confusion, all left behind?
Listen to the bass. Listen to the bass. And then the brass comes in. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Oh. Listen to that. And then.
'Cause many years
Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Slade, of course, And I've been reminded how brilliant Slade are. I've been reading. I got this fantastic book from my sister for Christmas. I had my eye on this last year, but I had a big backlog of books. There was a lot of good books came out about music last year, and I had a big backlog. And then by some serendipity, my sister bought me this book, and I was absolutely thrilled. And I'm still pouring through it. It's a long old read. It's about 670 pages. It's beautiful though. Shock and Awe, Glam Rock and Its Legacy by Simon Reynolds. And I'm pleased to say that Simon is on the line from the United States of America. Hello, Simon.
Hi there.
First of all, congratulations, man. This is an absolutely brilliant book. How long did it take you to do?
It took me about 3 years. Thank you very much for.
I love it. I love it, and I'll be honest, it's a slog because there's a lot in there, but I'm enjoying the slog. A couple of things, and then we'll talk about Slade in a minute. But how would you define glam? Because you've got a couple of acts in here that I was surprised to see. So what's the definition of glam?
I kind of allowed it to be a fairly elastic term that I could sort of rope a few things in that I just fancied writing about, like the sensational Alex Harvey band and some oddball groups. But I think, the defining thing really is the image and this sort of, it's glammy, but it's not conventionally glamorous in the way that Diana Ross or another artist at that time was. It's like kind of making fun of glamour in a way. It's, if you think of the way that the New York Dolls looked or early Roxy Music, it's kind of absurdist. It's like a cartoon of glamour and mishmashing elements from early rock and roll with Hollywood sort of stuff like furs and feathers and things. So it's sort of a kind of parody of glamour as much as it's a celebration of it. The platform boots are pretty daft.
It seems to be that that kind of early 70s was sort of. Oh, are you there? Oh, Simon, we've lost Simon. I don't know what happened there. Simon, Catherine, get Simon back. They don't want us to talk about this, guys. They don't want us to talk about this. The mainstream media. Oh no, hang on, we're the mainstream media. That's what we're talking about. By the way, we will talk about Slade because Slade, I think, is one of the greatest rock and roll bands of all time, and they are treated shamefully in the. I think we've got Simon back. Simon, I think we got you back. I've got no idea what happened there.
I think it's my ear against the receiver.
But please don't
hold it away now.
Come on, I know you're in America, but don't put your ear anywhere near the telephone. It seems to be that early 70s, that it was kind of the first sort of the time that pop and rock music was looking back. There was a real sense of retro. A lot of acts were looking back to the 50s, weren't they?
Yeah, I think there's, I said it was glam was defined by the image, but there's also a sonic thing, which is this sort of after the heavy, 60s jamming and long solos and very long tracks and the loss of a sense, it's more album-oriented rather than singles-oriented. There is this sort of reversion back to much more simpler, tighter structures, 50s rock and roll structures, and, with the Sweet, they had a thing about the early Who, so it's sort of early 60s and 50s rock and roll that they're going back to, but with this sort of super production, this 70s super production with huge drum sounds and great sort of thick guitar sounds.
And most of the acts, apart from Steve Harley and Cockney Rebel, because I've just read that bit, God, he was miserable, most of them seem to have a real delicious sense of humour about, they get the joke about what they're doing.
Yeah, I mean, that's the main attraction of the period for me. I mean, there were some great sort of weird experimental records that Roxy Music did, and Cockney Rebel did some strange stuff, but it's the fun and the release of it that I found really exciting, particularly the sort of the stompy, kids-oriented stuff that doesn't have so much respect from historians. The Sweet, Slade, Suzi Quatro. I was sort of blown away by how much fun this music was, and I remember it as a small child. I remember it entirely from TV, really, and it was a really exciting time when you see these groups on Top of the Pops, and they would always have a kind of the glam, which they'd always put these sort of trippy effects on them. These sort of like Mark Bolan would suddenly turn into this sort of plastic, trippy sort of shape on the screen, so I remember it as being a really fun period to be a kid, just blown away by this very sort of accessible yet quite strange music.
There are two things in this book that really got me excited. The first one being that for the first time that I can remember, someone's written about Slade as a serious rock band. And I've always thought that if Slade hadn't had that Christmas song and Dave Hill didn't wear those ridiculous clothes, they would be treated with the same respect as Led Zeppelin, because they were a brilliant rock band, churning out these 3.5, 4 minute, I think, rock classics.
Yeah, I think they have, because of that Christmas song, they have sort of become a kind of very easy reference as a sort of pure nostalgia thing of, 70s-ness in a way. And the image was deliberately over the top, particularly Dave Hill, who I was interested to discover he wanted to start his own line of fashion boutiques. He was actually very interested in clothes, and he had like an idea for a revolutionary design of a boot and all these kind of things. They were an interesting bunch of people. One of the two main songwriters was Noddy Holder, and then Jim Lee, the bassist. Jim Lee had been in like a jazz orchestra as a kid, and he was like, actually could have, they could have been a prog band if they'd gone that way, but they decided that simple was better, and they decided to, just be pure pop, and did that sort of, it was about 10 or 12 huge hits. I think they had 6 number ones, which was better than anyone at that time.
Yeah.
Better than Bowie, better than Mark Bolan. So I think they are underrated as a band, and they seem to also have been like decent guys who came out of it with quite a lot of integrity.
Yeah, and also I'm a big fan of bands in films. My favourite film is Head, starring the Monkees, of course. But Slade in Flame is just, it's like A Hard Day's Night meets Kes. It's this bleak. I'm always recommending that film to people because it's so bleak.
Yeah, I think that's where they kind of scuppered they had this image as this jolly, knees-up, fun band, and then they wanted to do a serious film. And the film it actually reminds me of most is actually Get Carter, because it's got these, it's all shot on location. It has that sort of northern bleakness, and it's quite a sort of depressing review of the music industry. Yeah. Everyone they meet is like a gangster who's trying to rip them off, all the promoters, the people in the record companies, which is, I think, actually not particularly what Slade's own experience was. I think they had a good manager, and they weren't. I think early in their career, when they were like grafting as a sort of working band in the late '60s, they probably were ripped off a few times. But it's strange that they would want to produce such a heavy, grim film, and I think it did kind of knock their career off course a bit when they did
again, it's the same with the Monkees film Head, which was basically their suicide note. 20, 30, 40 years later, they're both those movies are regarded as cult classics, but at the time, it's not what the kids wanted to see, and it kind of ruined it.
Flame is a really good film now. I mean, I think, the band actually acts rather well. I think they acquit themselves quite well as actors, and it's well filmed, and it's definitely like a wonderful snapshot of 70s-ness, just the look of the film.
The other thing that I really enjoyed about this book, and there's loads of things, so these are, kind of two minor things, but they really jumped out at me, is I wondered how you were going to deal with the thorny issue of Gary Glitter. And you dealt with him brilliantly, because I was a big Glitter fan, and of course, when all of the his depraved acts came out, I was, was devastated and was disgusted. And me and Catherine, my producer, we've just recently made a little documentary about Gary Glitter fans, because there are still loads of fans lurking around on the internet, and they're really interesting people. And I think it's wrong that he's airbrushed out of history. And you've not. You've placed him in history. You've also placed him in connection with his, horrendous crimes, and not in any way lessened the impact of what he did. But I think his is an interesting story, and the partnership with Mike Leander. And I'm really pleased that you've got it in there.
Yeah, I knew. I was never any question I would leave him out. Around the time I started working the book, there was a box set of Glam, rather a good one that came out. But they left Gary Glitter's records off, and I thought, you can't do that. No. You can't pretend he didn't exist. And so that was one of the more challenging things to do, is how, I was writing this chapter, really enjoying getting into the story, because he was struggling to be a star since before, he made his first records came out before the Beatles.
Wow.
He had many sort of phases of trying to become a star, and toiling in, playing in Germany and all these sort of rough clubs where he had to take speed and play 7 sets in a single night, all this kind of grind of a working musician. And then he and Leander finally hit on this amazing sound, the Rock and Roll Part 2 sound, this sort of stompy, primitive, kind of almost futuristic reinterpretation of 50s rock and roll. And then it all explodes. He invents this bizarre image that's sort of half Little Richard and half Liberace. And it's such a fantastic story, but as I was writing it, I knew I'm going to have to deal with these awful things he did. And I suppose the way I sort of compartmentalize it and think that, well, during the records, no one was actually harmed. So perhaps you can still enjoy the records. It doesn't quite work, because there's still this sort of miasma of horribleness that kind of still clings to the name.
But they are good songs. I mean, I think I Love You, Love Me, Love is, I know it's cheesy, but, I mean, what a chorus. What a chorus.
That's the one where I do draw the line to that one. But I love all the hard, crunching, the ones with the amazing drum beats and the sick guitar sounds and the sort of cavemen chants. I think it's a very original sound. There's no one else came up with a sound as stark and sort of brutal as that at that time.
Was there anything you discovered that surprised you? Were there any kind of as you were following the rock family history trees and stuff, were there any connections or anything that you discovered you went, oh, I never knew that?
There were loads of them, and it's a kind of question where your mind goes blank. One of the most interesting things that I found out about was in connection with Alice Cooper. I was a big fan of Alice Cooper. Yeah. And around the time that School's Out came out and got to number 1 in the UK, he was bigger in the UK than he was in America for a moment. There was a movement of school kids who were going on strike and having demonstrations, and they just, for some quirk, they coincided. And legend has it that some of these kids went on a march that ended up in Trafalgar Square or Hyde Park Corner, and then some of them went to the BBC studio and actually were in the audience during a performance of School's Out, raising the power fist for Kids Lib.
Wow.
I don't know, that may be apocryphal, but it was too good a story to leave out. And in the spirit of Glam, which is all about making make-believe, sometimes certain stories are just so great that I just had to sort of include them. Because rock and roll is all about myth and legend.
Yeah.
So I think if you honour that, then you're kind of in touch with the spirit of.
And it's funny, isn't it? Because Alice Cooper was you mentioned him, was seen as shocking, and was going to ruin the children's minds and stuff. And you look back at it now, and it's wonderful, cheesy, hammed up pantomime, isn't it? With the whole decapitation and stuff like that. But at the time, some of these acts were seen as real threats to the moral fibre of society.
Well, that's why I could, one of the reasons I call it shock and awe was this idea of shock rock and a sort of nostalgia, I suppose, for a time when rock music could actually be genuinely shocking and it offended loads of people. And Alice Cooper, particularly in the States, was regarded as really kind of decadent and corrupting in the minds of youth. But also in the UK, there was an MP called Leo Absey, a Labour MP from Wales, who started a campaign to get Alice Cooper banned from the country. I think he teamed up with Mary Whitehouse, and they were very much like, this is awful stuff, the BBC shouldn't play it, you shouldn't be allowed to...
And that's what every struggling rock star wants, isn't it? Is someone like that to make a big campaign saying, ban this sick filth.
Yeah, well, and the thing was, probably the nicest guy in rock and roll in a lot of ways is Alice Cooper. He's like a real easygoing, the real Alice Cooper, but the persona was of this monster, and he deliberately invented this villain, this sort of depraved individual as a sort of as a sales tool, really, as a form of hyping himself and getting attention, and it really worked. The kids rallied to it. They loved the idea of.
Well, he was kind of like, I remember the Ferrari. It didn't last very long, actually, but around Marilyn Manson, that was another one of those acts that is depraved and it's sick, and everyone could see, with a sense that it was just a bit of pantomime. It's theatre.
Yeah. I mean, I think he was Marilyn Manson. It was very much like the '90s update of Alice Cooper, and had a similar kind of impact, particularly in the sort of Midwest of America. A way of rebelling against a sort of godly environment that you grew up in. I think that you picked the most satanic figure you can find. But probably as a real person, Marilyn Manson is a lovely fellow.
I'm sure he is. Now listen, David Bowie was. I think it's a year to the day that David Bowie died. I think I read online, which seems incredible. I was never a massive David Bowie fan. There was a few songs that I kind of liked, but I never really got it. But I did admire the way that with every album or every other album, he would, certainly for the 70s and a bit of the 80s, he was a different person. He was that ability to kind of reinvent himself. And again, we talked about Gary Glitter toiling away for years before he had a hit. That was the same with Bowie, wasn't it? He was, Davy Jones was trying to sell records for about a decade before he hit it big.
Yeah, it was a bit of a syndrome with the glam stars, as they were actually quite a bit. Often they were in their early to mid-20s, which in those days was quite old for a pop star. They had been toiling away in the 60s. Bolan had been trying various things, Tyrannosaurus Rex. And Bowie, as you say, tried about 5 or 6 different things. He fronted a whole bunch of bands. He was like a sort of mime artist at one point. He was a folky singer-songwriter. He tried to be a heavy, progressive band with the man who sold the world. He tried all these things and eventually clicked, but the same method of trying different things that he did early on that didn't work suddenly became his mechanism for keeping going in the 70s and always surprising people. But then it became a burden, I think, in the 80s. He was like, what do I do now? He formed the Tin Machine, and that didn't work out so well. So it's interesting. There was a period about 10 years when he was just running things, wasn't he? He was it was the greatest run of singles since the Beatles, probably.
I do have beef with you. One thing that's in the book or not in the book, if I'm going to be honest, Simon. How come Jabriath, who I find is a hilarious kind of footnote in pop and rock, who was kind of the American David Bowie, who released an album, how come he gets 3 or 4 pages and Kiss gets 1 paragraph?
Oh, right. Oh, I thought you were going to tell me off for not having enough on John.
No! I wanted there's a paragraph on Kiss. They're not even in the index. What's that about?
I don't know. For some reason, I never really felt like they were glam. I always thought it was a metal group. I don't know why. But I can see that, I can see there's a connection. They started out as very much on the same scene as the New York Dolls.
Because they were heavily influenced by Slade as well. That's where they got a lot of the theatre from. They saw Slade at a gig in New York and they went, we want to do that.
Oh, right. I didn't know that. Well, it's partly just the author's prerogative to avoid writing about a group they don't really like that much. But I always thought them as a metal group. I don't know.
Honestly,
man,
if you listen, if you don't like them, you don't. I got into to Kiss ironically, and then I kind of grew to love them. Even though I think Gene Simmons is a horrendous person, but their first few albums and Destroy It, they're just pop. It's just kind of like hard rock pop, really. As opposed to metal. Another band that fascinates me is The Sweet, because I didn't know that The Sweet were kind of as manufactured is perhaps too strong a word, because maybe I think they were a band when they got together, but the kind of songwriting and production team came in and made them into the hit machine that they were.
It was a 3-way sort of collaboration or coalition of talent. I mean, there was this great producer, Phil Wayman, who later did I Don't Like Mondays by Boomtown Rats. He worked with Bay City Rollers. And there was the songwriters, Nicky Chin and Mike Chapman, who later on did produce them, and they took over the production, fought Phil Wayman off the mixing desk. And then there was the band themselves, who were very good musicians, and they always really chased under this sort of regime of being bossed around the studio and being perceived publicly as puppets. And they really wanted to be Deep Purple. I think they were friends with Deep Purple. They really want to be like a credible hard rock band. And eventually they break free and they produce their own records and they get to write the A-sides. They were always only allowed to write the B-sides and album tracks. But finally the A-side of the bit that got played on the radio, they took over the songwriting and sort of blossomed finally. But it was a weird combo of this sort of fierce hard rock band and then this sort of pop production sort of master process of churning out hits.
How's the book done, Simon? I saw it was getting excellent reviews everywhere last year. Is it shifting? Are people buying it?
I think people are buying it. It seems like over Christmas, certainly, there was a lot of tweets where people had got it for Christmas in their stocking. So, it got a very nice reception indeed. I can't complain about that. It got quite a few music book of the year kind of.
What's up next? What's the next project you're working on?
I don't actually know. I think I'm going to take a break after doing this book that's 650 pages long. I might have a little rest before I'd love to do something small, but I always seem to pick these subjects that just expand. But I suspect it'll be something to do with the British rock and pop experience. That seems to be the thing that although I live in the States now, it's the thing that obsesses me. The sort of the way that Britain has punched above its weight.
Yeah.
Certainly in the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s, I think Britain has, compared with so much smaller than America, we have produced a lot of the major sort of movements in music and
is that still happening? Are we still? I'm trying to think of any British bands that are big around the world, and all I can think of are Muse and Coldplay. Have we got any at the moment that are Ed Sheeran, I suppose.
In rock, I think at a certain point maybe the British leading edge thing was more like dance music and Disclosure have been very big in globally and. And things like grime are very interesting. I think it's at a certain point. I don't know if the rock flame is burning that fiercely in Britain, but as you say, Muse, they're one of the few British bands I hear on the radio here in the States. I think if you look at the charts in the UK, a lot of the contents of the charts are American music, isn't it? It's like people like Drake, number one for 27 weeks or something.
So the chart, because now we don't have, I'm so old, now we don't have Top of the Pops. It doesn't feel like the proper charts anymore. I don't know what chart is the proper chart. Is it the iTunes chart? Is there, do Radio 1 still do a chart? I'm so out of touch, Simon.
Doesn't seem to have the same meaning, does it?
No.
I did the single and the hit parade, and I think it was that role of Top of the Pops, which is, the start of my book. The introduction has me talking about a little bit about Top of the Pops and that's how I experienced music. And I think there was something about the way you have these freaky performers, whether it was Bowie in the 70s and Gary Glitter, or it was Adamant and Gary Newman in the 80s and so on, or Pulp in the 90s. You'd have these oddball performers in a context of quite a lot of middle-of-the-road stuff and sort of more conventional pop music. And I think there's something about that juxtaposition and the whole family watching it together.
Something that your mum and dad will get, your dad will get angry about it. Who's this bloody idiot? What are they looking like a woman for?
Yeah, I mean, that was part of the excitement. It was a national conversation, a public sort of thing, and you would talk about it in the schoolyard afterwards. And it doesn't seem like, I think the absence of this sort of centre of pop culture in Britain, with Top of the Pops and with the music press as well is very important.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of, it's like there's a loads of micro markets, aren't there? It's like niche markets of music.
Simon, thank you so much for coming on. The book is absolutely brilliant. Shock and Awe, Glam Rock and Its Legacy by Simon Reynolds. And the next time you write something, you can come on, we'll have a chat about that as well. But thank you, Simon.
Oh, thank you, Ian. I enjoyed it very much.
Nice one, man. Thanks a lot. Simon Reynolds. Honestly, it's such a good book. It's delicious. And I'm savouring it. It's one of those books I'm savouring. And I'm deliberately trying not to read too much at once. Because I don't want it to finish. I've nearly finished it now. I'm on page 500 of 650. But it's just... and it's lots of bands as well. I don't like Roxy Music or David Bowie, and there's a lot about Roxy Music and David Bowie in there. But it's fascinating. Simon Reynolds, Shock and Awe, Glam Rock and Its Legacy. I'll tweet a link to it now as well. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. We have no calls lined up. Can someone stop that, please?
The radio show for people who know the best part of the day is the night.
Late night Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
0344 499 1000. And you could do a lot worse than go and buy yourself a Slade Greatest Hits. Honestly, absolute, just brilliant. Properly brilliant, that band. James is on the line. Good evening, James.
Good evening. How are you doing?
I'm all right, thank you, James. I have a little tickle in my throat, but I think I've managed to dodge the awful chest infection that I was expecting to hit me at the weekend. So that's a result for me.
Terrible business, that. Terrible business.
Terrible business.
I think it's in my house at the moment.
Uh-oh.
I think I'm doing the same thing.
Yeah, it's going around, and I thought it was coming last week because I could feel it on my chest, and I don't know if it's because I've been going to the gym a lot, James, and I wonder if like working really physically very hard for 30 or 45 minutes, depending on which class I go to. I wonder if that has somehow saved me from being really ill, because I went to the gym on, I think Friday, and then I went Sunday, and I really didn't fancy it on Sunday. I went to an abs class.
Oh, blimey.
Yeah, I know. And it was bloody hard work. It's all about your stomach, apparently, your abs. It's not the bloke from the Pop Group 5, it's your stomach.
He wasn't doing it, that's a shame.
So he doesn't do it. So it's just some bloke who shouts at you. Oh. So I did that, and then that was at 6:15 last night. Then at 10:15 this morning, I went to a fat burn class for 45 minutes. Both times I thought I was going to puke. I felt awful.
It's amazing you're putting in that much work. I need to do the same thing.
I'm not losing any weight, though. This is the thing. I am not losing any weight despite doing ridiculous amounts of exercise over a short period of time.
Is it doing that thing where it turns into muscle, actually? You stay the same weight, but you look...
I don't want to be... I've got a fat back. Oh. I'm one of those people now. I've got a fat back, and I don't want it.
What's a fat back? Silly question.
Well, it's when bits of your back are fat. I can feel I'm squeezing my back.
Oh,
I've got my hand under my arm.
Yeah.
And I can squeeze a big lump of back fat.
Oh. I'm sorry to hear that. That's not... I've got a fat front, if that helps.
Yeah, well, I've got a fat front and a fat back. And I'm not fat shaming anybody. Hey, listen, we're whatever, but I don't like it on me.
Fair enough.
Anyway, James, that's not what you've called in for. What have you called
interesting
in
what I was calling in for, but we'll have a crack. Songs with directions in. Does this count? Does Love Shack count?
It's got a painted sign at the side of the road that says 15 miles. It's a distance song.
And then heading down the Atlanta Highway, looking for a love.
Yeah, no, that's a direction song. You've got it, James. Beautiful.
Oh, fantastic.
I think you're the only person that's called in that's managed to get to grasp the concept. It's a very simple concept, songs with directions in.
And it's so tricky at the same time.
Well,
can I ask, what do you think of that song?
I think it's a classic, absolute classic. That whole album is a masterpiece. Although I prefer their song Rome.
Rome's a good one, isn't it?
Rome is just glorious, but it's a great album.
I've got to admit, I prefer Rome to, Love Shack, it's one of those songs that I feel every time I hear it, it's like someone telling me to cheer up.
I remember the first time I heard Love Shack, it was in Marino's Hairdressers on the Farnham Road. Yeah. And it was after school, and I'd gone to get my haircut, and they were playing Capital Radio, and Love Shack came on, and I'd never heard anything like it in my life. And I thought, whoa, this isn't a song? What the hell is this? It's the most amazing thing I've ever heard.
When was it, like 87, 88?
I'm going to say it was 86 or 87. Catherine's going to find out for me and type it on the screen. I'm going to say 87. I'm going to say 87. What are you saying, James, before she types it up?
I'm going to hedge my bets and say 88.
Okay, Catherine is going to type it. She's researching it.
Exciting, isn't it?
This is very exciting, James. This is...
I'm shaking.
James is... Oh, it was 89.
Oh,
we're both wrong, but you were closest. But I'm afraid there's no prize for being closest.
Curses, so close. It's, totally, 89, so that was like your Jason Donovan, your Kylie, and then that.
I was 16 then. I was 16. Flipping heck. Well, maybe 15. Maybe I was 15 or 16, something like that. Well, it's a good song.
I do kind of feel every time I hear it, it's like someone's going, come on, why are you so miserable? Cheer up.
But that's because you've heard it so many times now.
Yeah, that could be it, yeah.
When the first time, a lot of, what I try and do with a lot of songs that have become cliches, that we've heard so many times that they're kind of part of the fabric, is try and listen to it as though I've never heard it before in my life. So listen to it with new ears.
Yeah.
And, well, maybe Love Shack would still be annoying. I don't know, actually.
I'm trying to think if I've done that with us. I know what you mean. You're coming, back to a song Or
I'll do it every time I listen to Good Vibrations, every time I can.
Yeah.
I try and imagine I've never heard it before.
Yeah.
Oh, what a joy that is. Absolute wonderful. Because Good Vibrations, we've heard it a million times. It doesn't mean anything now. But it's one of the greatest achievements in pop music ever.
Isn't it? Isn't it just?
Yeah, wonderful stuff.
I get that with, you know, when you hear a song, you don't like it, and then somebody incredibly cool says that they like it, and then you sort of think to yourself, maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, maybe.
Like when, you know, Quentin Tarantino and his soundtracks, there's a lot of songs in there that you kind of, you originally thought, not very good, but then you start to think, oh, well.
I don't know. 0344 499 1000, by the way. I don't know, because I went to a spinning class, back to the gym, and the woman was playing the, I guess it was the Reservoir Dogs soundtrack.
Yeah.
And I remember being into that at college, right? But actually, I don't think I was into it. I think it was just because everyone else was into it.
Oh, yeah.
That I can't, and actually, I'm thinking, all of these songs are awful.
Maybe that's it, actually. I was thinking that, you know, that song, is it Jungle Boogie?
Jungle Boogie.
That one. I never liked that, and then it appeared on that soundtrack, and I thought, oh, maybe it's...
No, it's awful.
Maybe it is.
Every song on the Reservoir Dogs soundtrack is terrible.
Mm. Did you hear the story about how they got that soundtrack together?
No. Was it his private record collection?
It was something like that. He basically...
Because he's a music geek, isn't he?
That's it, yeah. He got loads of tons of records, and he put all this the film together with the soundtrack. You know, he chose all the songs for all the scenes, and then when he came to put the film out, because I think it was quite an independent film, wasn't it? It was quite a low budget thing, and he went to the film company, and they said, right, well, we've got a problem here, which is that you used all these songs, you know, stuck in the middle of you, all these classic songs. There's no way on your, you know, £2,000 budget you've got left that we're going to be able to afford any of these songs. So it's stuck there. So I think what happened then was somebody at the film company went to the head of the record company and said, got this fella, Quentin Tarantino. He's huge, up-and-coming, he's going to be massive. We've got this film that he's done, which is going to be enormous and incredibly cool. Could we possibly have some music for it? And then, rather than you charging us for the music, you get
points.
All the money from the soundtrack, basically.
Yeah.
And they had to think about it, and they said, tell you what, pick what you like, as long as it's out of the Rolling Stones, anything you like. And that's how we got all those things.
Has anybody seen Reservoir Dogs or Pulp Fiction in the last 3 months? Do they stand the test of time? Because I remember loving Pulp Fiction in particular, and I watched it loads and loads. I had a bootleg copy I bought from a bloke in Camden when I was at college, and I wonder if I could sit through Pulp Fiction now without getting annoyed by it.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Because it was a bit sort of cool. Do you think?
Yeah, well, it was unique at the time. You know, the film structure being all over the place and
yeah.
But I don't know if it'll be. James, thank you for that. 0344 499 1000. Maybe someone could as a project this week could watch Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction for me, and let me know if they're still any good. Thank you. Late Nights with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Unmissable late night radio with the original king of unconventional conversation.
Make contact with Iain Lee.
Late Night Iain Lee on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
I'm chomping on a cough sweet. I apologise, it's either that or me coughing, so, you know, deal with it, guys. Deal with it. Speaking of dealing with it, it's Dennis in Dunstable.
Good morning, Ian.
Oh.
You've got a weight problem, have you?
Yes, Dennis.
Well, I've just taken 3 stone off since the beginning of November.
Yeah, but you're not very well.
Well, no, that's the problem, you see. They give me some bloody awful tablets that leave my mouth like the bottom of a sewer.
Yes.
I've lost all interest in food.
Oh.
I'm pulling round a bit now, but as I say, would you believe it, tomorrow I've got to go to the L&D, to the elderly medicine section. Cheeky
Turn your radio off! Every single time you call in, you've got the radio on in the background! Jeez. If he doesn't die soon, I'm going to kill him myself.
Gone, right.
Yes. You're going to the elderly department. Well, you are 92.
Yeah, but the cheeky sods, I may be old, but I'm not elderly. I told him last time I went down there.
How are you feeling, though, Dan? You all right?
Yeah, I'm okay, yeah. I'm in bed at 2 o'clock this morning, I suppose. I usually work late hours.
My mum's out of hospital now. She was in hospital again. I went and saw her on, when did I see her? Sunday. And she had a nasty chest infection, but they gave her antibiotics, and that's kind of cleared up. And so I think she went home Sunday night. But here's the thing, Dennis. She's not very well anyway. But I was there for an hour, and she was talking nonsense for pretty much the whole hour.
Talking nonsense? Well, I do that all the time.
No, I know, but your nonsense follows a vaguely coherent thread.
I was brought up in a tripe shop in Manchester.
Yeah.
I went to the university in Manchester and took a degree in talking tripe.
Is tripe brains?
Sorry?
Tripe, is that brains?
No, it's the stomach of a cow.
Oh, okay.
They bleach it from green.
Yeah.
And it's
green.
Nice for that was honeycomb, because it was like a honeycomb, and when you poured the vinegar on it, it filled each little pot.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
One of the few things during the war where you got an ulcerated stomach.
Yeah.
I used to sell you that because it was stomach anyway.
Yeah.
And it was it wasn't on ration either.
You can, have you ever tasted brains?
Yes.
What was it like? Mushy?
Yeah, there's nothing really to it.
No.
Like everything else, if you don't know what it is to start with, you don't worry about it.
Oh, I wouldn't have a brain. Is it like, I imagine brains to be like mousse.
Yeah, well, it depends how they make it.
Yeah.
Mix it up, you know.
No, I could find myself eating a brain sandwich.
Some funny taste. My grandfather used to teach me. He taught me to eat oysters. He called me a bloody barbarian because I chewed them.
Well, you're supposed to swallow them straight down, aren't you?
No, I like the taste. But anyway, then he'd give me 2 sticks of asparagus.
Yeah.
Call me a bloody barbarian because I'm eating the wrong end. I thought it was like celery.
But you can eat all of it. You can eat...
Yeah, but I said to my granddad, Grandad, it's like chewing bloody wood at the back. And he said, you daft bugger, you're eating the wrong end.
Asparagus is the only food you're allowed to eat in front of the Queen using your fingers.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah, lovely bit of asparagus.
Anyway, take some weight off. Come to my doctor, get the same stuff I'm having. And I'll guarantee you'll drop pound.
I'll bear that in mind, Dennis. Thank you, mate.
Get one that makes a taste of your foul taste.
Make a plaster cast of my phallus?
No, what they did, they gave me some antibiotics.
Oh, yeah.
And it makes my I woke up in the night and I've got a terrible taste in my mouth.
Oh, okay. Well,
anyway, I've dumped the rest of them.
Go on. Go. No, well, okay. Well, only dump them in conjunction with your doctor.
Oh, well, sometimes I don't take any bloody...
He's getting further and further away from the phone as this conversation... Is he finished? Bye, Dennis!
Hello!
Yeah, I went and saw my mum, and I sat with her for an hour. And she was talking nonsense. Not nonsense. Well... I mean, it wasn't complete nonsense. There was a vague connectivity about it. But, she lives in the care home. She was talking, she had a card, a get well soon card from everybody in the care home. But she was saying it had all been signed by the kids at her school. She's going, it's all been signed by the people at my school. And we don't know the boys. We don't know any of the boys because they're in a different school. So, and I don't know any of the girls' names from the school, but it's all, and she was talking, and I was thinking, it was an hour, and for half an hour she was telling me about a dream that she'd had with Phil Mitchell. But she kept telling me the same thing. It was literally like a 2-minute dream. And she kept telling me over and over again as though it was the first time. It was like, oh, God. Bless her. 0344 499 1000. Good evening, Mark.
Hello.
Hip, hip, hip.
Hip, hip, hip.
Hip, hip, hip.
I've got a song with directions in it.
First of all, did you receive my email earlier?
No.
Oh. Huh? Hang on.
I can't check it because I'm talking to you on my phone.
Right, but hang on. I sent you an email.
I did not receive it.
Right.
As far as I know.
Right, well, hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Because I sent an email to everyone. You're supposed to be performing at Performance Ring, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm going to show a video.
Yeah. All right, calm down.
All right.
Yeah, calm down, mate. Don't no need for that attitude. But I sent you an email. I sent all of the acts an email about the performance ring. Check your spam, you muppet.
I shall check my spam. No, nothing.
Wait, hang on, you're checking it now, is it?
And nothing in my inbox. The last time you emailed me was the 20th of December.
All right. Oh, maybe I didn't email you. Oh, no, I didn't email you. All right, well, it's okay. But you're still doing it, yeah?
Well, I don't know.
George has replied to me.
Well, at least you emailed George?
I did. George is performing. Anyway, why are you making me check my emails live on it? That's not a good experience for the listener.
Well,
it's a boring experience.
You're the professional. You're the professional.
Exactly. So just I know what I'm doing, Mark. What have you got for us this evening?
I've got a song with directions in.
Go on then. I'm going to write it down. Go on. What is it?
Blinded by the Light by Bruce Springsteen.
Or Manfred Mann's Earth Band.
Either or.
Blinded by the Light. Well, where are the directions in it?
The lyric is, he said, take a right at the light, keep going straight until night, and then, boy, you're on your own.
Boom. There we go. Why is everyone finding this such a hard concept to understand? It's songs that have got actual directions in. That's it. That's all there is to it. It's a little bit of fun, a little bit of light-hearted musical. I didn't swear then, did I? It felt like I swore. Light-hearted musical fun to get the phones ringing off the hooks on a Monday evening, and people are trying to make it too complicated.
Well, people whinge that you don't have topics. This is awesome.
And this is an actual awesome topic, and I thought we'd get loads of them. But people, it turns out, Mark, everybody, apart from you and John, who's lined up next, I'm excluding you from this. Oh, hang on a second. What's going on here? I'm excluding you from this, John, so don't worry. But everyone, apart from you two, are you there, John?
I am, yes.
Okay, good. You and Mark are excluded from this. Everybody listening to this show is an idiot.
I think that might alienate people more than email.
Do you think?
A little bit.
But they're too stupid to know what alienate means.
That's true.
Isn't that right, John?
It is, yes.
Hey, Mark, stay there. John, what have you called in for?
It's about the directions in songs.
Here we go. At long last, people getting it. Yes, go on, John. Which one you got?
Driving in My Car by Madness. I've been up to Selsey and up to Muswell Hill, something like that anyway.
I wouldn't say they were directions.
No.
That's just like destinations.
It's like storytelling.
Sorry, Mark? Yeah. Mark, you put him in his place, because I don't want to be mean.
To me, that's not a direction. That's saying he's been somewhere. It's like storytelling.
Possibly, yeah. I wasn't sure. I just never rung before, and I thought I'd give it a go.
And I don't want to and Mark, fair play, mate. Calm down a bit. He's not rung before. Stop trying to tear him. Stop showing off. All right. I apologise for Mark's brusque attitude, John. There's no place for that on this show.
No problem at all.
And he was right to criticise you, but he was not right to... is this the first time you've ever called?
It is, yeah. Right. I've been listening to you since, the absolute days.
He's not right to make you feel small and insignificant like that, John. You screwed up. You got it wrong. I'm gonna... there's no point in lying. But it's an honest mistake that anyone could have made.
Okay.
But I love the fact that you've been listening to me for the last however many years, and you've decided to call in with this rubbish.
With the wrong answer.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't matter. It's good that you finally, it's good that you've finally plucked up the courage to call in, and it is a nerve-wracking experience, isn't it?
I'm cacking myself, to be honest with you.
Are you? Isn't that funny? Because it's going to end in
yeah.
about a minute. It's going to end. Okay, so you've only got about 60 seconds left because it has to, because we're going to a break. But for those people who haven't called in before, describe how you're feeling.
Shaking a lot, feel a bit sick.
Isn't it funny?
Yeah.
Because it's nothing. It's nothing. You'll just. Do you get nervous when you make normal phone calls?
No, not at all. No. It was just when I heard I was next. That was it. No, yeah.
Well, John, listen. It's been a cracking first call. Call again, won't you?
Thank you very much.
Thank you, mate. Take care, mate. Bye bye.
And you, bye.
Unbelievable. But what a waste of a first call, Mark. Completely balls it up. Completely balls it up. You should have. I thought you were going to go tougher on him. I thought you were going to tear him a new one, and I would have backed you up 100% if you had. He deserved it.
I didn't want to hurt his feelings.
He deserved. Well, you've embarrassed yourself there, Mark. You wimped out. If anything, I've lost respect for you. This last 10 minutes it's all. The last 10 minutes really has gone wrong for everybody. The only one that's come out looking good out of all of this is me.
Yeah, that's true. It's lucky you're the host, really, isn't it?
Yeah, well, coincidence. A coincidence, definitely. Mark, I tell you what. You just put the phone down. We won't say goodbye. I won't cut you off. We won't make a big deal out of it. You just slink off into the darkness where you belong. How about that?
Okay.
Oh, really awkward there. Both of those guys let themselves down terribly. Oh, dear. Another hour. Wow. Chris, I'll come to you after the news. Louise, we'll come to you after the news. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give me a call. We're talking about songs that have got directions in. And you know the score. You can call in about anything. Literally about anything you want, just having it's Monday night. No one wants to think too much. Late nights with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Talk Radio.
Songs with directions in, and let's be honest, it'd be tough to drag another hour out of that lame concept. So anything you want to call in about, 0344 499 1000. Late nights with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
There's a voice that keeps on calling me. Down the road, it's where I'll always be. Every stop I make a new friend. Can't stay for long, just turn around and I'm gone again. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow I'll just keep moving on. Down this road that never seems to end. When new adventure lies just around the bend. So if you wanna join me for a while, just grab your hat, come travel light, that's old style. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow, the whole world is my home. So if you wanna join me for a while, just grab your hat, come travel light, that's old style. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow, I'll just keep moving on. Until tomorrow, I'll just keep moving on. There's a world that's waiting to unfold, a brand new tale no one has ever told. We've journeyed far, but you know it won't be long. We're almost there and we paid our fare with a hobo song. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow, I'll just keep moving on. So if you wanna join me for a while, just grab your
Good evening, Ian.
Good evening, Chris. What have you got? Oh, hip, hip, hip. What have you got for us this evening?
I've got 2 directional songs, depending on your interpretation of directional.
Well, my interpretation is quite strict in that they have to involve directions.
Okay, so you've got Follow the Yellow Brick Road.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, perfect.
And would you class the Time Warp as a directional song?
We've had the Time Warp already, yes. It's just a jump to the left and then a step to the right. Yeah, those are directions. Those are directions that will get you somewhere.
Quite simple. I don't see how people are struggling with this.
Well, is it Stupid Monday or something? Why can't people... When I thought of this in the car earlier on, I thought, this will be a silly thing that people will get and they'll phone in and it'll be a bit of fun and it'll get us through, another miserable day. But no, hardly anyone can grasp the very simple concept.
It must just be this Blue Monday thing, because it's that Monday in January where everyone's supposedly coming down from everything. And
is today the most... Is today like the most miserable day of the year?
Supposedly.
Because I've been all right today, and I'm normally miserable.
I mean, you were perky this afternoon on early afternoon on Periscope.
Perky on Periscope, but was very perky on Periscope when I did a little Periscope from Costa Coffee.
Yeah. It's worse than the hump day, and I hate that word. I hate that phrase.
Well, Chris, you're sounding spunky, which is always good. Thanks for thanks for understanding my simple concept.
Cheers, thank you, good night.
Ta-ta, good night. There we go, you see? There we go, you see? By the way, I should stress, we'll come to Louise in a second, and then that's the last call we've got. You can call in about anything, right? You know that, don't you? I know we're getting new listeners all the time. You can call in about absolutely anything you want. We'll have a look at some of the papers as well in a bit. Oh, the Queen's better. Or have they finally managed to get the robot Queen working? That's the thing. Have they finally managed to make a convincing robot Queen? That's what we're all curious about, guys. Louise, do you think the Queen is better, or have we finally managed to make a convincing robot Queen?
Oh, I don't know. She's been quite robotic for a while, hasn't she?
Yeah, well, as you know, we had a caller last week who thought the Queen died 5 years ago.
I missed that one.
Well, shame on you. What's going on in the background?
The baby.
Oh,
The baby's
keeping
me awake.
You sound knackered.
I might actually die.
Oh.
I might die from not sleeping. I don't know how long I've got left.
I remember that tiredness of the babies. I remember that tiredness, and you go beyond tiredness, and you suddenly, it's like you're taking drugs. You're in this weird hallucinogenic world where everything aches and nothing makes any sense, and time becomes all elastic, and you just want to sleep.
That's me. That's exactly me.
Oh, mate, I'm sorry. How old is baby?
I got a nice treat, though. He's 6 months, and I lost it the other week, and I got a nice treat from my boyfriend.
Yeah.
He got me tickets to see you in Nottingham.
Oh, God, I'm so sorry. That's your treat. Bring baby along! Bring baby!
You won't hear anything. You just hear screaming from me.
Oh, you sound absolutely knackered. When was the last time you had a good night's sleep?
Oh, no. Well, I've got a toddler.
Oh, so
and
years.
So, yeah, about 3 years.
It will ease off in about another 5 years.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Got to keep it real. Got to keep it real.
I know. When they're 15, I'll just go in their bedroom inexplicably and wake them up.
Are they boys?
They're both boys. Yeah.
Don't burst into a 15-year-old boy's bedroom. That's all I'm going to say, Louise, because no one wants that to happen. They don't want it. You don't want it. Okay.
Okay. Maybe I'll just hoover outside the room. At
hoover outside the room. Please don't burst into the. And that's advice for any parents. Don't burst into 15-year-old boys' bedrooms. It really is not going to help anybody. What have you got for us, Louise?
Well, I've got probably the only direction that really matters.
Yeah.
It's round and round the garden.
Hey, like a teddy bear!
Exactly.
Now, how do you finish it? Because some people finish it differently. Finish it for me, please.
So what is it? Round and round the garden like a teddy bear. Oh, God. It's something, tickle you under there.
Do you not say one step, two step?
Maybe one step, two step. I normally get interrupted by the toddler at that bit.
How can you not know the words to round and round the garden? Round and round the garden like a teddy bear. One step, two step, tickly under there.
Now, do you tickle under the neck or under the arm?
I go for under the arm, always.
I see. I'm under the neck at the moment.
Yeah, I go for under, and also I say tickly, not tickle you. I say tickly under there.
Okay.
Yeah. But the thing is as well, because you got the toddler tries to tickle back, but toddlers can't tickle. They don't know how to do it. And so what I used to do with my boys is they would tickle me and I'd go, oh, hey, whoa, 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 stop it. And then when they got to about 5 and 3 or maybe 4 and 2, they worked out how to tickle properly. And they worked out where my tickle spots were, behind my knee, under my arms, the back of my neck. And they'd go in for it, and and when you got 2 boys, as you will have as well in a couple of years, 2 boys who are just learning the strengths of their bodies tickling you, it's insane, because you want to hit them, you want to actually smack them out, get off! But you can't do it, and you have to just, you're there taking it, it's torture.
Oh, I look forward to that. Why do we do it? What's happened?
I don't know. All I can assume is that one day these guys will be rich and they'll give me some of their money. That's got to be the only reason I'm involved in this nonsense.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm hoping I would settle for them buying me a pint at this stage, really.
Oh, they're such hard work. Louise, is the baby asleep?
He is asleep. He'll sleep through this.
Oh.
But then I put him in his cot and he can hear my eyes closing and that wakes him up.
They can. They're good at hearing the old eyes closing and the breath just getting a little bit deeper. And then they wake up, you're in trouble.
Even this co-sleeping nonsense, even putting him in the bed with me, not enough. He needs to be on me.
Oh, we had a thing with the first one where you had to lie on, you're not supposed to sleep with the kid in bed, but you'll do anything to get a good night's sleep. And he would have to sleep on our chest.
Yeah.
To fall asleep. Oh, God.
That's where he is at the moment, and obviously I can't sleep like that.
Here's the thing, guys. If you're thinking of having babies, don't do it. It really is, it just isn't worth it. It's so much effort.
Get a nanny.
Or be rich and get a nanny, yes.
Yeah.
Or adopt 18-year-olds.
That's it.
Louise, when is it you're coming? Nottingham?
Nottingham, yeah. Is it April the 2nd?
Something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Someone will tell me. I look forward to come and say hello when you're there.
All right, we will. Yeah.
Nice one, Louise. Take care.
Cheers.
Bye bye. Honestly, don't have babies, guys. It's torture. Absolute torture. John, haven't you been on?
I have, yes.
What you back for? This is unprecedented.
I'm trying to redeem myself.
Uh-oh.
For the Stupid Madness song.
Okay, yeah. John, who was nervous calling the first time, he's called back a second time. He wants round 2. Ding, ding, ding. Away we go. Now, before you say this, John.
Yeah.
And I'm going to apologise for Mark's rude. Very, very rude. Outrageous. Are we looking for songs that have got directions in? Not places, not locations, actual directions. Are you sure you want to play again?
Yeah, I'll have a go.
Away you go.
It's Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
Over the Hills and Far Away.
Beautiful. Ladies and gentlemen, John has redeemed himself. He besmirched himself just, 14, 15 minutes ago. That has turned into redemption.
I just wanted to ask you, Iain, are you still off your meds?
Yeah, I'm still on citalopram, which I've been taking for a couple of years. But I was on metazapine for about 8 months, and it made me sleep for between 12 and 15 hours a night, and it made me put on a lot of weight. And I came off the metazapine just over 2 weeks ago, yes.
You sounded okay, so you're feeling okay?
I'm up and down, man. I'm really, really up and down. The weight, I lost about 10 pounds in 5 days, and then the weight started creeping up again. So I went from 16.7 to about 15.10, and I've gone up to just under 16 stone again, which is why I'm hitting the gym. My appetite's come back. Funny enough, it may have been you. Someone mentioned the Periscope video I did earlier today.
Oh, yeah, it was the other guy, yeah.
Yeah, when I was in Costa, and I did the Periscope video, and as soon as I did that, after I'd finished that, I sank, man. I just went, boo! I went straight back down. And I went home and just lay in bed for a couple of hours. So, so I'm up and down, man. I'm crying a lot for no reason.
Yeah, I've done that a few times, just stopped taking my meds. And I've always thought I was doing okay, and then it gets really bad. Apparently it's quite dangerous.
Yeah, I know, and I try and say this every time. Don't do it. Go and see your doctor and all of that stuff. I just felt that excuse me, the weight gain was hitting me hard, and I felt that I knew my body, and that and perhaps I should have cut down, but I just went for the cold turkey, and although at the weekend, because I'm not sleeping now. No, I'll get 3-4 hours tops, then I'll wake up for an hour, then I might get another couple of hours. And at the weekend I was thinking, I might just take one. Just so I can get a good night's sleep. And that's not the way to
No.
That's not the way to do it. But I really want to shift this weight, John, because the weight gain is
I know what you mean.
doing my nut in. I mean, really, I hate myself for it.
Yeah, I mean, I was a little bit chunky on the medicines as well.
Yeah.
And then last year I got an injury to my foot, and it's kind of made me a bit disabled. And I've just bloated out like a big porker.
Yeah. How old are you, John?
49.
Yeah, it's well, once you get past 40, it all shifting the weight gets a bit harder anyway.
Yeah, it does,
So if you've got a physical injury that's stopping you, doing stuff, then, double bad, double bubble.
Screwed.
You're screwed, mate. You're screwed. We're all screwed. Yeah. How's your head, though, John?
It's okay, yeah. Yeah, I'm all right.
Well, you can't argue with that. Yeah. Nice one, John. How was the second call compared to the first one?
A lot better. Thank you very much.
Absolute pleasure. Thank you, mate. I'm glad you called back. 0344 499 1000. Alfie, Dana, stay there. Come to you after this.
The wild man of late night radio is back.
Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
What's it all about, Alfie? Hey, how you doing, Alfie?
I'm all right, fella. You?
Yeah, good. Thank you, mate.
Yeah, I only rung up, mate. First time to speak to you, but I've been listening to you for a long, long time. You know what I mean? With the other, when you used to do the other shows and that, with that fella who used to ring up for Watford.
Yes.
I can't remember his name there. The geezer from Watford used to have me in pieces, mate.
The geezer from Watford. I think he might have died.
Oh,
I hate to be the bearer of bad news. We haven't heard from him for a long, long time.
He was so funny.
Barry.
The fella. Barry, that's it.
Yeah, Barry.
I used to look as old chauffeur in them days in at night time, like.
Yeah.
And hilarious. But anyway, I'll get to my point. I've got one. Well, I've got a couple for you.
Yeah, go on.
The one across 110th Street, mate. Bobby Womack, brother.
What now? Yeah, I'll have that. What does he say? I don't know the song particularly well.
Oh,
does he say?
Bruv, it's a classic, mate.
Is it? Well, I don't know it. I don't know it. Educate me, Alfie. Educate me.
Well, Bobby Womack, around, I think, about 74.
He died last year, I think, Bobby Womack.
Yeah,
2014, I think.
Yeah, he was 15. An absolute icon, mate. Him and Curtis and James Brown Marvin, my inspirations of music. But anyway,
he did a brilliant version of California Dreamin'. Have you heard that?
Oh,
it's good, isn't it?
Oh, have you heard the other mushy one, Jose Feliciano?
Oh, yeah. I've met Jose Feliciano.
Quality.
I've met him. He was a very, very nice gentleman.
Yeah, Spanish heritage, mate. Same as me, believe it or not.
Well, I can tell from your accent.
Well, even though I speak like this, mate, I come from Spanish stock. My mother was a Spanish woman. But my old man was born in Fulham. So.
How did they end up together then?
Oh, well, that's a long story, mate. He was a street kid, my dad, but he met my mum. She started writing to him when he was in Borstal. So, but anyway,
romantic.
Yeah, but
it's nice, isn't it?
Yeah, he turned out the right way. But anyway, Bobby Womack.
Yeah.
Across 110th Street. It was used in the American Gangster film, wasn't it, with Denzel? You know the American Gangster movie?
Have you met all these people? Because you're on first name terms with all of them.
No, because of that's how I feel like that. Like when I watch Denzel, he gives. I get really. I get quite emotional watching him act.
Emotional. You know? Yeah. He's good. He's a good actor, Denzel, isn't he? I like him.
Oh, he's top actor.
Absolutely brilliant.
They used that track in that film,
right?
But it comes from a 70s. I'm sure it's from the 70s soundtrack of the blaxploitation movie.
Yeah,
I'm sure it is that. With the original Cross 110th Street.
Yeah,
but I've got another one. Now this is a bit of a. You probably you may. I doubt if you know him, but you may do.
Here we go.
This is a real corker because this is three directions in one record.
Beautiful. We're in.
Yeah, you're going to love this, mate. And it's such a wicked name for an album. I mean, I remember it because I'm banging my beats and my jazz and all that.
Yeah.
It's by
Fat Beats.
Sorry?
Fat Beats.
Yeah, I like my beats, like original breaks and things like that and samples. But this fella, his name is Kenny Burrell.
Kenny Burrell?
Yeah, and he was a jazz guitarist on Fantasy Records. And in 1974, he released an album called Up the Street, Round the Corner and Down the Block.
Right. But well, that's an album, though, right?
Oh,
is there a song?
You're being too pedantic.
No, I'm not. I didn't ask for albums with directions in. I asked him for songs with directions in.
And I thought I'd won the Cracker Jack pencil. Oh, he's playing it.
No, that sounds awful. That sounds awful.
No, mate, it's not. It's a wicked tune. You have to appreciate your jazz, though. You know what I mean?
I'm not. Here's the thing. I've never really got jazz.
No,
never really got it. I don't quite understand. As my mum says, it sounds like lots of different people playing different songs at the same time.
Yeah, no, it's a specialist thing. I mean, I first heard that track.
Oh, I like my specialist things.
From way back from a guy called Giles Peterson, who you obviously must have come into contact with.
I'm aware of the name.
Yeah, and another guy, Kev Beadle, and he first played that to me way back in the early 80s when we was buying records at a real serious problem, real addictive, height for me addiction, mate.
How many records did you have at the height of your addiction?
At the height for my addiction, I only had around 15,000. Yeah, but
I love it.
That's not a lot, mate, compared to some other fellas. One of my pals, I was out having a beer with him the other week. He's quite well known on the house scene. He's been in the house scene for years.
Yeah.
I was out having a beer with him the other month, and he said to me, "I've had a count up." I think, "Don't, how much?" He went, "How much?" I said, "How many you got in?" He said, "I've had a count up." He said, "We're talking in excess of 87,000."
Flipping heck! Where did you keep all your records?
Oh, mate, I had. Well, I haven't got them now because, unfortunately, due to me moving a bit, and I stuck them in a garage, and I covered them over, and they went all mouldy on the sleeves. But anyway, what I had left, I gave to the Blue Cross, so it kind of put back in the animal community, which I'm a big lover of.
Yeah.
But I used to just drag them around me like a snail, mate. You know.
But if you have 15,000, right, and you were living in a flat or a house, that would take up that. Well, that's two bedrooms worth, surely.
No, because you pack them all really tight in shelves and cabinets.
Okay, okay.
But I was one of them original boys from way back in the early 80s. Used to go to all the record fairs and all that back before Kiss FM, before they started and all that with that little mob.
Yeah.
I was banging to that at that time, like. But I've still got it, Ian. You know what I mean? I can't leave it alone. It doesn't matter where I am. If I walk past somewhere, whether it's a charity shop, a garage, or whatever, there's records there.
Oh, I'm the same. I've got to go if I'm going past a charity shop and I've got 5 minutes. Oh, let's have a quick look at the records.
You got her, haven't you?
Yeah, it's rude not to.
It's been in me since I was 7 or 8, and I'm 54 now.
What was the gem? What was the one in your collection that you were most proud of?
Oh God, that's a really hard one to say, but because you got to think about the genre at the time. In the 90s, early 90s, I had a copy of an album called Tommy Stewart, and it was on a Braxis label, and it was called Bump and Hustle Music. And
Hustle Music?
Yeah, and I had the original album, mate, and I only paid about 7 or 8 quid for it, and then within 3 or 4 months, it was going for like 80 quids and all that. But I was talking about in 1986, 87. Yes.
That's what I'm talking about, brother.
You know that.
Yeah. This is full on. This is sex music.
Oh, proper, mate. Bum and Hustle Music. Tommy Stewart.
Yeah. Yay.
He only released one album.
Yeah, and it was this. Bump and Hustle Music.
Yeah.
Oh, I fancy a bumper and a bit of a hustle right now.
Yeah, steady, so walk away, we've all had a drink.
Alfie, how come you've never called me before?
I don't know, really, fella. I haven't heard from you for ages, and I was working, like I said, I was working as a chauffeur in them days, where I used to hear you before.
Yeah.
And I just never got round to it, mate, you know what I mean? But I'm lying there just now, I was lying there, got my dog there, I'm on my own now, which is superb, by the way. Me and my dog, me Cherry, me Jook. And I'm lying there, and I realised you're back on. I've only just, last few days, and I thought, because you've come out with all that, and I'm thinking with the music, I thought, I've got to go and ring him up.
You've
just
got
have
to
a
have
crack.
him. You've got to.
Listen, I've always reckoned you, mate. You make me laugh.
Oh, well, Alfie, you're very kind. What are you doing now? You were chauffeuring when you used to listen. What are you doing now?
At the moment, mate, I ain't been too well, so I'm having a rest from it all. I was working full-time when I was 12. I'm 55 next month, so I'm having a rest from it all.
Good.
At the moment, mate. I've got to think about my health, mate.
Yep.
Because if I don't, and I end up in the ground, no one's going to look after me, Jook. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Well, listen, I'm glad that I'm glad you rediscovered me, and I'm glad that finally, after all these years, you've called in.
Well, so am I, mate, because you are a legend. You make me laugh, mate, you do. Well, especially on that silly programme. You made me laugh when you was on that silly programme. I mean, I only used to watch it because the Doris used to watch it. Was that Big Brother?
Oh, yeah, the Big Brother.
Yeah.
yeah, well...
And I'll tell you what, when you used to come on, I used to say, this is the geez I want to see. I don't want to see them other Muppets. Look at them Muppets. I say, he's the mush.
Well, Alfie, listen, make sure you call me again, mate, won't you?
I will, fella.
Nice one.
Talk to you.
Cheers, mate. Take care.
Ta-ra,
bye-bye.
When the music hits the groove, it makes you want to move and do your thing.
That's all right. That's all right. Nice one, Alfie. Dave and Dana, stay there, come to you in a bit. 0344 499 1000. Late Nights with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Late Night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
0344 499 1000. Let's go to Dave in Chicago. Good evening, Dave.
Good evening, Ian. I do have 2 songs, I think, for you.
Now, you've heard I'm being very, very strict on this evening. And you're in America, in Chicago, and there's a lot of gun crime in Chicago. If your songs don't cut the mustard, you're not going to go out and have a shoot-up or anything, are you?
No, I might send some boys round.
Oh, flipping heck, that's a threat. All right, I like that. He's honest.
I've just been driving home in a blizzard, desperately trying to get home in time for these 2 songs.
What are you doing in Chicago, Dave?
I got posted here a couple of years ago. It was only supposed to be a 3-month contract, and I'm still here.
You sound tired of it.
No, it's fine. Well, it's the middle of winter at the moment. It's minus 20 Celsius, and it's snowing. So it's one of those times when you're thinking, I'm sure I could go and live in California.
Yes. Well, all right, go on then. Let's hear. What have you got? What are the songs you got?
The first one is Spandau Ballet's "Don't Need This Pressure On."
Where are the directions in "Don't Need This Pressure On"?
He says in their song, he says, you go down past the talk of the town, and then it's down Greek Street, and then it's underground.
Beautiful. I'm having
directions.
That.
Accepted.
Directions. People, finally, the last hour of the show, people have got what was meant to be a little bit of fun, and everyone's made it far too complicated.
It's taken a man listening in the howling wind, freezing his whatnots off, to get it.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, Dave, that's one.
And then the other one, Cats might know, it's Immaterial. It's Driving Away from Home.
No, I don't know it.
He says, why don't we cross the city limit and head down the M62? It's only 39 miles and 45 minutes to Manchester.
Hey!
I know that.
That's spot on. He's got times, we've got distances, we've got an estimated time of arrival. Beautiful.
This is why the Americans want to keep him.
Exactly, Dave. Sing hosannas, sir. Well done. Well done. Thank goodness for that. Hang on a minute, Dave. Why are you listening to this rubbish in Chicago?
Well, because it's afternoon radio and drive time radio is awful. It's basically song, advert, song.
Well, no adverts here. Don't worry about that.
You can get about one radio, one part of the DJ, and for about 40 minutes at this time of the evening.
Wow. But you've settled on this. Go on.
Plus, I used to listen to you way back in the LBC days.
Oh, well, bless you, Dave. Well, listen, we've not spoken before, have we?
Not for a very long time ago.
Oh.
I think we did speak at LBC.
What did you...
I used to host the Lynn from Forest Gate MySpace page.
She had her own MySpace page.
Oh, I remember this guy. Hello, Clivey. Lynn from Forest Gate was a very... she was a caller, very strident lady, African lady in her 50s, who would phone up and have very forthright views. And we used to try and delve and find out a little bit more about Lynn from Forest Gate. And she would get very angry at times. And then she got a whole host of impersonators. People would phone up and impersonate her. No one's heard from her for ages, partly because LBC then said we don't want any regular callers on us. So they got rid of people like Lynn, and Dave had the MySpace page. Wow, didn't we told her about the MySpace page, didn't we?
I bet she wasn't impressed.
Didn't she come into the studio at one point?
She did. You're right. She did come into the studio at one point. Yeah, she was absolutely.
And you showed her the page in, I think, Agent Chris, and was it Helen Behind the Glass?
Helen Behind the Glass.
Friends of the page.
How funny! And how's that MySpace page going now, Dave? How many likers has it got?
Is it this?
I wonder if it still exists.
I'm just looking at it.
It does. Kath is showing it to me. What can you see? I don't know how to work MySpace anymore.
I don't think MySpace does anymore. I can't move anything. Oh, the content requires Adobe Flash.
Oh.
Anyway, 39... what's that? People she's connected to.
Okay.
29 people connected to her.
Well,
photos.
MySpace is a foreign language.
The photos are just I Heart Lynn.
I Heart Lynn, yeah. Oh, well. Fun times, Dave. Fun. Wasn't MySpace fun?
It was, but... I was a friend of Jesus at the time.
Wowzers. There you go. There's on that bombshell. Hey, nice one, Dave. I guess if we're going by this standard, I'll speak to you, in about 9 years' time?
Probably by that time I'll be somewhere else in the world.
Nice one, Dave. Thank you, mate. I appreciate the call. 0344 499 1000. Dana!
Hip, hip, hip.
Hip, hip, hip.
Who?
But what?
How are you?
Yeah, I'm all right, thank you very much. I'm all right. A bit tired, actually, flagging a bit. That's why I've invited Catherine Boyle into the studio with me.
Oh, hip, 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 Catherine.
Hiya.
Catherine
hip,
can
hip.
pick up some of my slack.
Pick up some of your slack.
Yes.
Sorry.
Oh, Dana! Come on! Catherine is a trained professional.
Is this the part of the show that's sponsored by...
Yes. Catherine's a trained professional. Please don't drag us down to your filth, Dana. Unbelievable.
I'm just thinking of Holy Ken, that's all. It was just, you know...
Oh, he won't be listening now. He's gone to sleep.
Yeah.
I don't think he was listening before.
No.
I've possibly got some direction songs, but I'm not 100% sure. They may not cut
For
them
God's sakes, woman! They just have to have directions in! Why is this so hard?
Don't vex her. Let's hear it.
Well, but if...
Okay.
No. How many songs have you got?
3.
Right. I'm going to ask you one question, okay, about each one.
Yep.
Have they got directions in?
Oh,
God.
Yes.
Right, start with the one you're most confident about. Go.
Running Up That Hill, Kate Bush.
Yeah, I love that.
Oh, that's good.
I love that.
How about Driving Home for Christmas, Chris Rea?
No, that's a doing song. It's a doing song. In fact, running up that hill is a doing song, really.
Well, running up that... Because that's a direction. Running up that hill, right?
Running up that building. All right, fair enough.
Driving home for Christmas, that's a that's just a mode of transport. It's a doing song.
No, look, how about the last one's a good one, though.
Hang on a minute. Right, just break down the lines. Driving home for Christmas. Which one of those words is a direction word? Is it driving?
Yeah.
Is it driving?
No.
Is it home?
No.
Is it for?
No.
Oh, it must be Christmas then. Christmas must be a direction word.
Oh, yeah, I've really showed myself up.
You've embarrassed yourself, Dana.
This is why Caddick is so good. This Caddick's good. This is why,
Caddick has no shame. That's you got one more. Okay, let's hear it.
The last one. This is the one. This is the one that's going to win you. Is the Sonny still going? Sonny Golds?
Well, I mean,
No.
in my dreams, yeah.
Well, this will win the award. How about the Proclaimers? And I'm going to be.
Give me the direction bit. Come on, just cut to the meat and two veg.
Where,
Give me the direction.
but I would walk 500 miles, and I would walk 500 more.
In which direction, Dana? In which direction?
To be that man who walks 1,000 miles.
Saying it longer doesn't make it
It's
righter,
just
does it?
embarrassing, isn't it? It's just embarrassing. I mean, I'd feel sorry for her, but I'm so disgusted that I have no sympathy.
No.
That's outrageous.
I'd keep them all in after class, but they wouldn't get into my class in the first place.
I just need to go to a break, I'm sorry.
Late night Iain Lee.
On air and off the leash.
On Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
A judge has confessed he once drew a penis on a court computer system. Neil Ford QC said his doodle of a very large phallus was sent to all staff on the official messaging network.
Oh.
His prank led to his colleagues having their computer pens confiscated. That's the sort of
He
thing.
spoiled it for everyone else.
That's the sort of thing you would do.
Well, stop, because actually someone did send me a huge comedy crying cactus today.
Who did? Who?
You.
When? Oh, I did. Fair play.
He does it so casually, you see. He doesn't even remember.
Fair play. I did. Because you can draw on your iPhone. When you send messages, you can draw. And so, yeah, I drew a crying cactus. I also did a funny thing where you can draw over video. And I used to think my eyes, my bloody eyes. I go, my eyes! It's CGI.
Yeah, that's what they invented that technology for.
It's the same technology they used in Jacuzzi Park with the dinosaurs. Let's go to Joe. Good evening, Joe.
Hello, Ian. How you doing?
I'm all right, thank you. We've got loads of phone calls for some reason.
Very, very good show tonight, thank you.
Thank you. You're correct. Yes, thank you.
Yes.
I think it's been all right.
I've got a tune title for you in a minute, but I just wanted to pick up on something you said earlier about, you're experiencing the weight gain at the moment and a bit of insomnia.
Yes.
I've had this a long time. You and I spoke once in the LBC days when I had my triple heart bypassed, and if you remember that.
Do you know, off the top of my head, I don't, but...
No, it's a long time ago.
Yeah.
But,
hey, that's worked well, because that would have been about 10 years ago.
It was. I had the op in 2005.
Flipping it, and how's everything going?
Yeah. Oh, brilliant, thanks. Managed to stop smoking.
Beautiful, well done. That's a good thing.
Never go back to that.
No.
But what I wanted to share with you, I know it's none of my business, but have you checked with your GP or hospital to see how your thyroid gland is?
Oh.
Because what's come to light with me is I really tried the tablets for sleeping. They didn't work very well. And I know what you were describing earlier about how you feel sort of lacking of energy and all that. And I put on a fair bit of weight too. So I had some blood tests and it was found that the thyroid gland was underactive. And I think it could have been for about 3 or 4 years before I had it checked.
Then what do they do? What do they give you drugs?
Yeah, it's only one tablet a day, but what happens is you have the first blood test and then I haven't got any medical experience, but
You're not a doctor.
They refer to a table and figures, and then they say, right, we're not too sure, come in and have another one. I had 3 before they actually said, yeah, it is underactive. And you get a tablet called thyroxine prescribed to you, very small, low dosage. Just take one of those in the morning and it keeps it under control.
Joe, I'm going to go to the doctors at some point because I've stopped taking this drug on my own, which is a little bit silly, but thank you for that. I appreciate that. Can I just quickly say, part-time presenter James Max has tweeted...
I thought you meant me.
No. Has tweeted me. He's got it. Go West, the Pet Shop Boys. He's got it, Joe.
Oh, yeah.
Go West, the Pet Shop Boys. Thank you, James.
But can I just give you one song as a title?
Of course you can.
You think it's one by Canned Heat. I don't know if you remember them. A Los Angeles band.
No, it's not a direction.
It is. It's called Going Up the Country.
Oh, I thought you were going to say On the Road Again. Going up the country.
No,
well, where's the direction? Where's the direction in that?
Well, they're going up the country. So in America, it's got to be off the main freeways, isn't it? And
but I don't know if going up the country. That's going up the country.
All right. What about Route 66?
Address.
That's an address.
Yeah. Oh well.
Why is it? Why could no one? I don't want to shout at him because he's had a triple heart bypass.
But in Route 66, isn't the lyric, doesn't it list the places that you travel through?
Well, it lists places, but
it does.
No, but it doesn't. Right, all right, hang on a second.
If it says driving through towards in the direction of, then we can have it.
Here we go, hang on a minute. Let's get the lyrics.
Let's check this.
If you ever plan to go west, isn't it?
If you ever plan to motor west,
just
take my way. That's the highway. That's the best.
That's the
Get your
best.
kicks on Route 66.
Yes.
Well, it winds from Chicago to LA.
That's right.
More than 2,000 miles all the
2,000 miles away.
I'm just saying it slightly after I do. Doesn't mean you know it. Get your kicks on Route 66. Well, here we go. Well, goes from St. Louis down to Missouri. Oklahoma City looks so pretty.
So pretty.
He's doing it again.
You'll see Amarillo.
Yes.
But you don't know the rest of that line. You'll see Amarillo and...
Some dead armadillos.
Shut up.
You do, though.
Is that the way to Amarillo?
Right. I'm not allowing it, Joe.
No, okay.
Thanks for calling.
You beat me on the yes or no game as well.
Well, because I'm brilliant at the yes-no game.
Yeah, I think you are, actually.
Do you want to have a quick game of the yes-no game now?
I don't think so.
Hey! Thank you, Joe. My boys love the yes-no game. My eldest is brilliant at it. I think that's correct. That is correct. That is incorrect.
Do you know, I am a grown-up, apparently, and I find that game really stressful.
Because you can't do it.
I just worry.
Tell you what, do you want to have a quick game now?
No, I don't want to.
We've not started, okay? So I'm going to start now. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Okay, you want to play?
I might.
Your name is?
Catherine.
And you are 39 years old.
I am.
You'll be 40 when?
August.
You looking forward to it?
Not really.
Why?
I don't feel 40.
Do you not? No. Hey! Donald, where's your trousers?
Around my ankles, apparently.
Do it to me, because I'm brilliant at it.
I don't want to play this game. I don't like it.
Do it to me. Go on, I'm brilliant.
Okay. Are you ready to play?
Of course I am.
I'm not playing yet. Am I doing this right?
That's correct.
What's your name?
My name is Iain Lee.
Is that your birth name?
It is not.
Why?
I changed it.
Is Lee your real name?
Lee is my middle name.
Is it really?
It certainly was, but now it is legally my surname.
Don't you miss having a middle name?
I don't.
Don't you think it would make you more mysterious or proper?
I was going to create a middle name. I was going to name myself Ian Johnson Lee.
Why?
I like the name Johnson.
Is it because it's a bit rude?
It's not rude.
It is.
Baby powder.
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
I do. Penises, as you often talk about. And there's a minute. And that's how easy it is. That's how easy it is. I'm the master. I'm the master.
That, though, that I discovered there is exactly the same reason why there was often a 69 in your passwords. You're a pervert.
The reason I have 69 in my password is from the Bill and Ted scene where they meet Bill and Ted for the first. Bill and Ted meet Bill and Ted, and they go, "Well, if you're really us, what number are we thinking of?" And they look at each other and go, 69. And that's for that reason. I always have 69 in my password. I used to. I don't anymore. Dan's on the line. Evening, Dan.
Good evening.
What have you got for us, Dan?
I have a selection of songs for you.
Well, are any of them have they got directions here?
They all have.
Are you sure? Because it turns out a lot of my listeners don't know what directions mean.
Okay, here we go. I'll read a lyric for you. I have all the ways, you see, to keep you guessing. Stop your messing with me. You'll be back to find your way. Again, 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 again. Deeper and down. Down, down, deeper and down.
Yeah, I'll give you that,
down,
yeah.
Down.
Down, deeper and down. That's a direction. You go down, down, deeper and down.
One.
Perfect.
How about the lazy one? Fleetwood Mac, you can go your own way.
There we go. Perfect.
Yeah.
That Catherine,
Okay.
don't be, Dan's got it.
Yeah. The only way is up.
Yes, and the plastic population.
That's it.
You don't
And
see.
then-
Yaz got all of the credit. The plastic population got very, very
I
little
don't
credit.
even remember what any of those plastic people look like.
No.
You would, wouldn't you?
But Yaz was a very striking, beautiful woman.
Amazonian.
Yeah, very
slightly waxworky.
I always imagined she was like about 6'3".
Yeah.
Let's hang on a second. Let's Google.
How big is Yaz?
No, well, she was massive. How tall was Yaz? I'm going to say 6'2".
I'm going to say, I bet she's not even that big. I bet
The
she's.
only way is up.
I bet she's 5'9".
Baby, for you and me now.
Because telly people are tiny, aren't they?
Unfortunately, the internet does not seem to have that information, which is a shame. She was born in 1960. What? Yaz was born in. Look at Yaz now with long hair. Oh my God! That's Yaz with long hair.
Oh, she looks like my mate from Spain.
Also, she's not black in that photograph. Yes, continue.
Final song, TV theme. High winds, northern sky will carry you away. You know you have to leave here, but you wish that you could stay. There's 4 directions on this map, but you're only going one way. Due south.
But TV themes aren't songs.
That is a song. It was released as a single.
But was it entitled "The Theme from Due South"?
It was.
Right. Well, that's
I
not a
think
song.
he's overshot there, overconfident.
He's overconfident and overshot. Exactly. I'm afraid, Dan, that undoes all of the good from your previous one. So you get -5. And that sigh, I think, sums up a lot of the public's attitude to this radio show.
And mine.
Here we go. So my sister's got it. So she's an intelligent woman. Missing by everything but the girl. I step off the train. I'm walking down your street again, past your door. Directions.
So you don't live there anymore.
Yeah.
Oh.
I've got Tracy Thorne's book to read. She was everything but the girl.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? Apparently, it's a brilliant book. I've just got so many books to read that I've not got round to. I bought it with the view of maybe inviting her on the show, but I've not read it.
Well, I'll read it and
Okay.
then we'll invite her on. How about that?
He wrote a really good book, Ben Watt, about he got this disease that no one knew what it was and he was dying. But he's fine now. Look, we've got to rattle through these calls. Look, Will.
Hello.
Hello, Will. Are you? Yeah.
Run over to the window because I have my phone over the network charge. But then I'm
You had your phone over the nipple charger. What?
What?
Hello. Yes, Will. Yes.
Right, now, I've got 3, but I don't know how you're going to react to them.
Well, I'll tell you how. If they've got directions in, I will react to them favourably.
Yeah,
if they
depends whether
haven't,
you
I will
mean-
react negatively.
Well, it kind of depends when you say directions, whether you mean somebody giving somebody instructions, like directing them to do something.
Tell us what you think a direction is.
Okay,
Through
well...
the medium of a lyric.
It's so difficult.
Also, calm down.
Do the twist.
Next. And the next one had better be a direction, otherwise you're getting cut off.
Okay,
You're thinking of instructions. You're thinking of instructions.
Yeah, but a director directs someone, doesn't
No, a direction as in a direction from, I'm going to walk down the stairs and then go out to the shops. Directions to somewhere. I haven't got time for this. Dana.
Hello, sorry, it's me. How about The Girl from Ipanema Goes to Greenland by the B-52s.
I'm going to cut you off, Dana. Manny.
Hip, hip, hip.
Hip, hip, hip.
Happy New Year.
Whoa.
Did you have a good New Year?
Hey. Yeah.
Well, if you were listening, you would know the answer to that question, Manny.
The answer was no.
I've got one.
I bet you haven't.
Go on, Manny.
I have.
I'm rooting for you.
I bet you haven't.
Please.
Our house in the middle of the street.
Yeah, where's the direction in that Manny? Because there wasn't a direction the last time that song was suggested, so maybe you can find the direction in it this time. That's an address. You've given us an address.
Okay. No problem.
Where is? No. You're not getting off that easy just because you're blind. What? Where is the direction in that song?
Sorry, my mistake.
Yeah. Well, could you apologise and mean it this time?
I apologise to the pair of you.
You don't need to apologise to me. I don't. Hold it
Yes, he does, Catherine, because he's humiliated himself in front of you, and you need to apologise to the listeners.
And to the listeners, I apologise.
And you need to apologise to the blind community for letting them down.
And the blind community.
And you need to apologise to the Asian community for embarrassing them.
No, they are no understanding.
Wow.
Apologise to them in whatever languages it is you speak, Urdu or Hindi or whatever.
Punjabi.
Say
you want me to say in Punjabi?
Yes, I do, mate.
No, man.
That's not Punjabi.
No.
Something very rude.
We dumped that.
Wow.
Dearie me. He said something very, very rude. We dumped that, guys. We will not. I'm very strict on bad language on this show now.
Regardless of the language it's in.
Yep. No, we're not having that.
Gosh.
We're not having that. I'll find those tweets, by the way, for the boss tomorrow at some point.
You need to.
Guys, that's it. Mate, tomorrow, Catherine, remind me to explain to you why I take the headphones off this ear when we're taking callers. If you notice, I've been doing that. When I get a caller, I take this headphone off, and the callers go, I put this headphone back on. It's because I'm going deaf in this ear. That's why. So that's.
I thought it was going to be because you're annoying me.
Right, you are annoying me. Let's end the show now.
Talk Radio.
Join the Talk Nation.
Pick up your phone and talk radio.
We'll get you talking.